Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Week 4, Game 1 of Equinox on Season 2 of the League. I'm here today with Rido. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, Tom. Here at Cast wee bit of League of Legends. Looking forward to it.
A wee bit of League of Legends. It's between Need a Name and Nox. Anything you're looking forward to after Nox's defeats on stream last week?
Uh, right, see this team, Need a Name. We got heavily scrutinised for our lack of creativity with actually CBA, but this is just an outrage.
I mean, they did good. Yeah.
Would you not agree?
Yeah, I tend to agree. Let's see if they're banning Vladimir this week.
Yeah, you would hope so, depending on who they have to play. But, what I really want to see is Silas jungle. Alright? Getting into actual picks, I just want to see a bit of Silas jungle.
Silas jungle.
Yeah, with patch that came out, I believe.
With Conqueror?
Yeah, definitely with the Conqueror. The new changes make him really strong in the jungle. What I think we should see is that heavily picked with like the classic Sejuani and J4 currently.
Absolutely. Sejuani's still meta, of course, not seeing any significant changes. I think there was a small change this patch, but hasn't impacted the pick rate for what I know. And definitely just being picked with Aurelia and Camille wherever available. I know in pro play, Aurelia's being banned quite a lot, so we're seeing more Azir and Corki. Saw someone ask a question, why don't we see Akali and Aurelia? Where'd they go suddenly? Well, they're pretty much banned every game. So we've been seeing the rise of Corki and Azir in the mid lane. Let's see if we can find that today in these games. Perhaps the Karma is still contested as well. Karma's strong.
Yeah, the Karma is just a flexibility. That champion just can't be understated. It can go 3 lanes, many playstyles it can play. It's just so unbelievably strong right now. Even with the nerfs that were the buffs that were reverted recently, the champion is still really oppressive in every lane that it plays.
Yeah, the top lane definitely seeing it terrorize quite a bit with the Iceborne Gauntlet. And Sejuani ban coming out too. See a substitution from Nux compared to last week. They had a Crave in support. Now they have Santa Baroness, a fair fan of the Yuumi, and Talia from the OPGG. Not sure if he plays Talia's support, but he plays a lot of Talia, and seeing some target bans come out along with Zac for Piney's Pineapple. Of course, a big Zac enthusiast.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not too sure how strong Zac currently is with the new, the older, but it's definitely a pick that you might want to take away from Piney's because of how good he is in that champion.
Well, he is very good at the champion regardless, and we might see some power picks open here. They actually didn't ban.
It appears he didn't ban.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem to me. There's Kiana's open, and Karma's open as well. Let's see if they pick any of those up. I've been playing a bit of Kiana recently, but they decide to go with the bottom lane lock-in. Well, most likely bottom lane lock-in of Lux and Zarya.
Yeah, there's definitely the possibility of Lux going into the mid, but as we've been seeing recently, Lux extremely strong with Aftershock and the bot lane support. And just a standard J4 pick here for the jungle with Sejuani banned.
Definitely standard. What do you expect to be seeing from Piney's to match this Jarvan, actually? Because I don't play jungle.
Yeah. I'm not too sure what Piney's plays, but as I was saying, Silas is just very strong right now. However, I'm not too sure if it's Hecarim I can see working out. He's not been in the limelight as he was recently, but he's still really strong with the Conqueror and just going to Ignite Smite for the extra combat summoner spell.
I am going to let you in a little secret here.
Yeah.
Ferrum's been playing some Hecarim recently in the top lane.
Ferrum's been playing in the top lane.
Absolutely.
So yeah, there is that possibility of a flex. I believe it is quite strong in Aatrox, isn't it?
Absolutely. It was the world's counter back in the day, and
yeah,
Aatrox has seen some changes, and Hecarim's seen a tiny bit of buffs and nerfs, but technically, along with the Aatrox passive nerf, I think Hecarim can just roll over him at most stages of the game.
Yeah, definitely. So it still leaves a bit of questions up for the side of Need a Name on where what the jungle pick's going to be, and if it's a Hecarim going into the top lane against the Aatrox, which might force him to put Aatrox mid.
Aatrox mid is definitely, it could be a bit of a curveball. We're going to see which bans come out for that. There's just ADC bans from the side of Nox coming out. Sivir, very normal to ban out. Again, with a Lux there, Sivir is a bit of a cuck. Twitch as well, just as a hyper carry. Just a bit questionable in the Rakan pick, considering Lux was already locked in. I'm not sure if Nux was actually looking for the Zyra Rakan combo, but Nico seems very likely to actually go into the top lane, usually for farm, but it is a flex pick. And I got baited, it's Mord.
So, Mord can actually play jungle. It's not the best, but there's like still a small possibility of Hecarim going top. I don't think it's the largest chance, but it's still a possibility.
That's going to be an interesting one, to say the least, actually. And Vayne coming in, I would like to see a Vayne. I think it can hold up against most of the champions on the enemy team here. Has a decent lane phase against Xayah Lux. And it should be able to deal with the Mordekaiser if there's an ult coming in.
Does Mord ult count as a wall?
Yeah, it does. You can condemn him, but also just with the no cooldown tumbles, you can dodge every Q of his, so where's the damage coming from?
Yeah, definitely. This is your pick. I do like, but I'm not sure how well it's going to work out, because as we know, it's a very hard champion to play.
Azir Corki.
We just have to see if Azir can work out in the grubby paws of these D4 players.
Alright, I'm not going to go into that specifically, but looks like both teams have watched the LCK broadcast this week, seeing a lot of Corki and Azir in the mid lane.
Well, Firm's actually, yeah, it looks like it's...
they have until 20 seconds.
What do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be Mordekaiser top.
Yeah, it does seem most likely. We see the Hecarim taking flash, which isn't too bad considering like the amount of terrain that can come out from the side of Nidanem.
Fair. I mean, the spectate lobbies tend to be bugged quite a while, or for like ages now. You might see stuff change across the board at 0 seconds. Corki's gone Ignite, which he won't keep. I think the lobby's just being a bit slow. Probably change to teleport in the mid lane.
We'll just have to see.
We'll find out right here when it actually... Yeah, there we go. Teleport in the mid lane for Corki and the Ghost for Hecarim.
Yeah, I don't really like Ghost, to be honest. It's usually the Ignite. However, if not, you just go Flash. The Ghost hasn't been good for a while. It's more just a trap, to be honest.
Well, we haven't gone to the loading screen yet, of course, but perhaps we won't even see the Conqueror. It could be just Predator Hecarim, perhaps. Looking to gank more. Predator and Ghost seems a decent option. If you're going to go Ghost anyway.
Yeah, I guess so. But with the Juggernaut and Hecarim, you might want like Ignite to kill him. You don't actually need to go Ghost, and if not, the Ignite, the Flash to get out of the cage if need be, if you don't have like ult or something.
Seems like a reasonable choice. I mean, Pineys must have his reasons to take the Ghost in this specific instance. However, perhaps the Conqueror is needed, because without any healing going on, I don't see him living too long against Aatrox, Vayne and Azir. At least not further the game goes on. Yeah,
there definitely is a lot of damage on the side of Nidanem. However, there is, looking over at the side of Nox, there's quite a bit of damage coming out on the side of them as well.
There's a lot of damage from both sides. I'm going to be expecting to see the Jarvan go pretty much full tank.
Yeah, definitely. You don't have like a full-on tank. Jarvan can be built in a full tank. However, you might sometimes, you might want to build like a Black Cleaver or something here, but it might not be necessary considering how like the side of Nox is built their comp.
You might just want to go for the age-old, was it called Knight's Vow? Put it on your Azir, on your Vayne. Just keep them alive, because they'll be doing exponentially more damage than whichever items you build as Jarvan.
Yeah, definitely. Something like a Knight's Vow into Warmogs. However...
Or Knight's Vow into Stoneplate. Saw that in professional play yesterday.
Yeah, I do like a bit of that. A good early Stoneplate really gets you like strong, because then there's no like percent health damage on his... Oh wait, does Mod do percent health damage? Passive does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does actually. Well, that shouldn't be like the game killer, at
Yeah,
least for
even
that build.
still, I do really like a stone plate first.
Stoneplay just making you incredibly tanky when you jump in, and perhaps with a stopwatch there as well. When you're very close to dying, you just pop that stopwatch, buy your team another 2.5 seconds to run rampant or get the positioning going.
Yeah. What I want to see though is how, I don't think Zaya can like walk over walls with the R. So if she gets caught out by this Jarvan, I don't think she's going anywhere.
Oh,
She
correct.
just
She cannot
stage.
cross terrain in
She
any way.
can't cross wall. Alright, okay, so what I really want to see is second bot lane's level 6, Jarvan's instantly there. You're blowing the flash with Rakan engage, and then it's just a free kill with the Jarvan EQ into R.
It's a free kill for to come in 5 minutes on that flash cooldown for both Lux and Zaya. Actually, the Lux is just going to die really quickly as well.
We have seen the Conquer from Hecarim.
Along
And a
with,
Conquer from...
oh yeah, there's also like sorcery. So I suppose he's taken celerity and water walking, getting more movement speed from the river. Together with that ghost, definitely able to output a lot of damage, but not sure if it's going to match the ignite damage.
It's obviously going to not match the ignite, but with the ghost, there's quite a lot of kite potential on the side of Need the Name. However, a lot of Hecarim's damage comes from like the first alt attack with the E, so he might have a bit of trouble like getting on and sticking on this Vayne if he doesn't like go in first with his R.
Absolutely. Well, into game we go. It's loading up. And actually an interesting choice to see Azir go with Lethal Tempo and Cleanse as well. Not too familiar with Mordekaiser interactions with summoner spells. I know the QSS gets rid of Mordekaiser ulti. Does the Cleanse as well? I don't think it does.
No, I don't presume it would, considering it's just stuns and the like. Yeah, removes all disables. I don't think Mordekaiser ult is a disable. What's his year usually taking, like keystone wise?
Well, you have a couple options. You have Comet to just poke people down with your Q. You have Electrocute. I've seen people go for a bit of stronger trading, and then Lethal Tempo as well, which really kicks in more later in the game. And considering both teams are going scaling comps, it might just be a good choice to go with the Lethal Tempo.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to get out of the fear with, or like a Lux binding, of course. It's not necessarily a bad choice, but just maybe expecting a teleport to run that lane a little more. And
There is a bit of CC, I guess, coming out from the side of Noct with like binds from Lux, binds from Zaya. So I guess it is an option you could take, but I'm not too sure how useful it's going to be.
you would really never want to be in range for that in the first place, I have to say.
Yeah, definitely.
And like the one and only word that's really been like stuck in the back of my mind since Champion Select is scaling. Like both teams scale so incredibly well. Both Azir and Corki late game powerhouses. Vayne and Zaya notorious late game powerhouses. Probably both in like the top 3 for late game AD carries. The junglers falling off a bit. I mean, they both have utility spells, which is great. Top laners are both, I guess, at their strongest, like 2 items, level 9 to 14, 9 to 13. But the AD carries and mid laners are going to be running this game late. I guess it depends on positioning for Azir, Vayne, and how much damage the Corki and Zaya can get in without getting locked down by the likes of Jarvan or Rakan.
Yeah, definitely. Also, a small thing to point out, when you're playing Jarvan with the E attack speed bonus, usually you're just giving that to C. However, with this game, you've got an Azir as well, who really likes the attack speed. I think he only builds like 1 attack speed item, and then like, you know, it's like small differences, but the small differences might matter.
I mean, later in the game when it's, I think it's like 30% extra attack speed. I mean, that counts.
Yeah.
That counts big time. You can go over the limit, of course, as well with Lethal Tempo. And oh, pretty nice fight coming in. Not play by play, but
Wait, I'm behind by like, oh, yeah, okay, never mind.
I'm at
So
259.
jumps in the bot lane, lands EQ onto Lux, Zaya flashes away and the heal comes out, maybe a return from Piney's into the bot lane, goes onto Rakan, getting first blood onto Rakan, Zaya back onto Vayne, flashes away. I don't think she's going to get away from this though. Jarvan comes back in, hoping to finish the kill on the Hecarim. Don't think. Oh, wait.
Yep, he's got him. Very well turned around, and I guess just an overextension by the Jarvan there. Should have taken what they got with burning the flashes there, honestly.
Yeah, looking at the like times for that, there's like from 5 minutes from now we could. I'm trying to reason this, but there's not much to reason. It was just like a poor play, in my opinion.
Yeah, just burning the flashes and backing off was the play, I think. So you burn them for level 6 preemptively, so you don't need to do the first gank and then wait for all the ultimates to come back up. You would be able to just like kill them once on cooldown at 6. But a bit of an overextension, and as mentioned in the chat, Jarvan missed his EQ flash combo onto the Hecarim as well, so not even picking up a nice return kill on that one. Both AD carries picking up a kill, but definitely the assist gold coming in stronger for the side of Xayah, and the Fed Hecarim, who's got Red Smite along with 2 longswords already. Doesn't need the Ignite if you can just be that far ahead.
Yeah, with these flashless, like 2 flashless members in the bottom without a mobile, there is still a chance. How I've seen it, Jarvan's ruined this lane, alright? But there's a chance that he can unruin it.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Definitely true. When it's post 6 on the Jarvan, you have the chance to unruin it. You just need to put the Cataclysm on hopefully 2 members of the bot lane. Vayne can just condemn them against the wall, and they will be dead. Full out from the Rakan as well, of course. So he has.
Like Hecarim might be coming for a return.
Because there's no flash on Vayne either.
Nice Rakan W, but it does matter. The Hecarim is still on. That's a double route right there onto Rakan and Vayne, and that's built and dead.
So yeah, Jarvan's not going to be able to salvage this one. He's definitely ruined it.
Yeah. As a 3-kill Xayah, it looks like they're going to turn on this Mountain Drake.
Mountain Drake is going to be so good for, like, they have the 2 AD carries pretty much on their team. I'll just call Corki an AD carry as well. He's not really much of a spellcaster. With 2 AD carries, burning down the Baron with a Mountain Dragon just becoming that much easier. It just pains me to see Jarvan have a good idea, but pretty much just ruin it with that early gank.
It was. If you think about his path compared to like, it's just basic for Hecarim to do like this red Krugs Raptors path and go into bot lane. I think Jarvan did start top. No, he started bot lane, so I'm not too sure what he did to get there at the same time as Hecarim. He does have the slower clear, but it just seemed like really poorly done.
I'm not even sure which buffs exactly were taken. And as the Hecarim, indeed, you can do your full like red side clear right here and run bot lane. There shouldn't be any vertical jungling, at least not at that point. Corki can shove in quite a bit in the mid lane. Your bot lane definitely has an advantage in shoving with the Xayah there, just putting on the W and the feathers to AoE clear the wave. So you could pretty much abandon your bot side jungle, do a full clear top side, which I know Pinease does on pretty much every champion, you do full clears. And just go bot lane and ruin Jarvan's day. Jarvan could go top, but there's just a chance that Mordekaiser does what Mordekaiser does and just walks away from it. He's not going to gank the Corki. So I guess the bot lane was a bit telegraphed.
What they really want to know is they're most likely just relying on Azir. Get like a good like 3 items on it, and maybe they get like a good like shuffle into Jarvan ult. And that's the only way I see them like getting like a good fight and maybe come back into this game.
He does have the ability to get some good damage in earlier fights. He's not going the Luden's Echo build, which pretty much just makes you like a wave clear Q spam wave clear bot. He's going straight Naturals to it, which is more combat efficiency in an actual fight, like prolonged fight. But there's a lot of damage for him to contend with as well. And if you put everything into your if you put all your eggs into one basket, being the side of need and name here, Mordekaiser might just roll up and ult your one fed member, and you'll lose the fight.
Yeah, even if Mord does lose that 1v1, you're taking out the fight for a good 7 seconds, and if your team's completely relying on you, they're just gonna lose the fight.
It's going to be a rough one. I mean, at least they don't really have a timer against them as need a name. They don't really have like the early game comp or the mid game comp. They scale really well with their Azir, with their Vayne. They can take their time. It's more so about making sure you don't just lose your entire base before it is time.
Yeah.
For now, 2.5k gold lead is fine. I'm not exactly sure how the Mordekaiser is like equal or like 1 CS behind the Aatrox. I feel like that should be a pretty good win for the Mordekaiser. But across the board, there's a bit of a CS problem, I would call it, forming in the bot lane for Need a Name.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately for the Jarvan, he's missed like the timing out. So both bot laners have the flash, and he just looked there with his 6. I think he just got it there. This might be a kill in the mid lane. Hecarim ult comes out, but Zia just shuffles away, and that's a wasted cooldown of about 2 minutes.
That is indeed 2 minutes, and that might just be an unanswered gank for the Jarvan on whichever lane he decides to go. Azir flexing on him a little bit in the mid lane. Might be forced to burn his cleanse in a second here though. But I don't see that 2v2 going too well with Corki.
Shuffle comes out onto the Corki, he has no mana, so he does have the WA. He flashes away, the ult comes out onto the Corki, but Lux is here to back you up with his shields. The ult comes out onto Azir, and Azir, yeah, okay.
I saw that going a lot worse.
Rakan comes back in with the flash E, and he just killed himself, I think.
I saw that going much worse for Nox than it actually went. I thought, there's no way a Lux Corki can contest against the Azir Jarvan.
Yeah, it was like a no mana Corki.
Yeah.
As the support Lux, and it looks like okay, Vayne just tumbles away.
Not really a Vanguard in that bot lane.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Guess he doesn't have 2.7 million mastery points in champion.
Oh, it's painful to see that mid lane fight go that way, because it really should have been a win for the side of Need a Name, but it ended up not being, and the gold deficit of 2.5k grew to like 4k.
Yeah, it definitely was like really good. The start was good, a good shuffle onto the manless Corki so we can't Valkyrie away. Flash followed by the
he actually
EQR.
cancelled. He actually cancelled the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie was casted, but it was cancelled by the Azir wall.
Right.
So it was even an actual better play, I suppose, at its core. But not working out that way. They're just putting more pressure on the Vayne, putting the Corki down there to just like actually make sure Vayne misses most of the CS, and while they don't have a timer on the game, she doesn't need the items to deal the damage, and no CS means no items. Pretty smart move by the side of Nox. But for now, I mean, there's a longsword 2 dagger Vayne up against an Essence Reaver and Greaves Xayah. Vayne still needs to shop. Let's go and
yeah, I think Aatrox is dead. Another can't get into the ball lane. The R comes down on the Rakan, but I think he just gets away with the quickness. Vayne gets hit by another snare, but there's been no damage coming back out side of Nox.
And Aatrox actually living through that Mordekaiser engage up in the top lane, just sustaining through a bit with the passive auto and all the damage healing from his E. And they actually got a decent fight timing on there in the bottom lane. Considering Xayah just based, and now Vayne getting the base off, almost got that Bork, but it's not comparable to the finished item on the Xayah. That's an int.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah, I think we can just move on. Might give us an elaborate, color cast of what just happened there.
I'm going to give you the color cast. Mans used his Aatrox E while being pulled back by the Mordekaiser pull, which means he grabbed tower aggro in 2 tower shots.
Yeah.
That was a lot of damage at this point in the game.
Yeah.
And one person you generally don't want to give a lot of gold to, because he's very annoying.
Alright, that's a solo kill.
Is Mordekaiser. And Vayne's just died as well, I think. Vayne is going to die here. You can just count on it. You can burn everything he wants.
A fantastic flash and just stand still to press E.
Yeah, I don't really have a color cast breakdown on that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, so Lux is just going to casually solo kill Vayne.
And Jarvan actually doesn't get rooted up by the Xayah either, but he still gets crit down. So many points into that E already, the Feather Call doing so much damage. Crits coming out from the Essence Reaver as well, and a nice little drive-by, number 45 large from the Hecarim there. I mean, I feel like the impact from Hecarim and Jarvan has been exactly the same, just on a completely different spectrum. This Jarvan's pretty much ruined the buff lane, and the Hecarim's made it. They've definitely both impacted the game in a very nice way, but Hecarim's just going to run this Azir down. You can maybe ulti on him even.
Yeah. Alright, and the cleanse. Alright.
There's too much damage. He's got Phage and he's got the Warrior already coming down. Red Smite Burn coming in. I think I need to get over the fact that the Lux in the bottom lane just solo killed the Vayne. I'm gonna have to, like, you know, take a second. Well, Lux pretty much fabricating a catch there onto Jarvan and Rakan, which...
Alright, not a worry, because the Vayne, he's got Blade of the Rune King. You know, just small wee steps in the hope that something goes right. That you don't need a name in this game.
It does need to come back step by step, because the gold deficit is now 7,000 gold at 14 minutes. That's a yikes.
Yeah.
Gonna guess that Corki's sitting on a hefty sum of gold here, same for the Xayah. Once they go back, they can just continue sieging down this top lane tower and perhaps even go for whichever dragon is spawning next. Let's have a look. And it's actually Ocean Drake, which might help them a bit in extended dances. The Rift Herald was secured, but it's had a needed name, and it's going to be popped mid lane, not for plate money, unfortunately. But I'm just going to say that Xayah has 2 items, and everyone's going to die.
Yeah. There's actually quite a bit of damage coming out from the side of Azir, so they're still like...
There is the hope, as long as that...
Yeah, I mean, if that's your hope, that you like half HP Xayah when she's stealing your soldiers, then it's something to great for you. But there's still possibility, I guess.
Overall, I just think, like, I don't like calling a game over before, like, it's actually over, and perhaps, yeah, Vayne's not actually going to commit. With the heal there, I would have felt a couple auto attacks could have came in and taken the shutdown from the Hecarim. Would be worth to just die for the shutdown. 700 gold for 300 is a good trade at this point in the game.
Yeah, definitely, but
there's so much to keep this Xayah safe.
Yeah, there's a very slight timing on the hit come out right there. I guess, like, being behind, you have to make some risky plays, but it's just didn't want to commit to that.
Understandable as well. You do lose a lot of experience and gold if you do die there. Everything's going to go into the tower, but there's a 2-level discrepancy between the 80 carries, which is looking pretty nasty. Mid lane and top lane are like relatively even, as much as you can expect, really. But there's a lot of safety. Like, considering everything, there is a lot of tools and safety to work with for this Xayah. A lot of shielding, along with the themes coming out for the Lux, going to be given approximately like 500-600 effective HP. Assuming Lux has maxed the shield first. She has the ultimate to, like, get rid of I guess, Rakan engage. Like Rakan W, you can dodge that. And there's not that much damage to follow up yet, so he's relatively fine for now. Assuming he's going to go into the Infinity Edge next. Or maybe even a QSS.
There is like a large amount of possible peel on the side of Nox. For example, you've got the Hecarim with the knockback, the fear. Additionally, things are getting a bit too risky, then, you know, this mod can just out someone away who's on like your ADC and give them like that 7 seconds to maybe like reposition and, you know, just get to a better angle for the fight that's going on.
I mean, getting rid of the likes of an Aatrox, if he gets any amount of like meaningful damage at any point, getting that off of your Xayah is like the most useful peeling tool you can ever have. Like, just 7 seconds of no Aatrox in your face, you'll be able to clean up the rest of the fight pretty handily.
Alright, mod's got an Executioners.
Understandable. As far as I can tell, maybe a Morello would be nice, but just getting some healing reduction down now on the Aatrox, it will allow you to duel him pretty effectively. Thinking about it, I'd actually be a pretty big fan of a QSS on the Xayah here. You're ahead so much gold with this Vayne. If you look, he's ahead like 3,500 gold. Just get that QSS and make sure there's no way of you dying during the fight.
Yeah, with the damage right now in this stage of the game, you don't really need to go overboard. The QSS like really stops that possible comeback that Needing them might be looking for with like a good engage from the Rakan.
Yeah, the Rakan charm, which like leads into the rest of the Doom, seems like something you'd really be wanting to avoid because that's the real thing that's going to hurt.
Rakan opens up, he gets the charm onto the Xayah, but I don't think there's enough damage coming out from the side of the name. Xayah flashes forward, 2 flashes coming from the side of the name, and it calls the feathers back and kills them both with a solo kill actually coming down from the side of Vayne onto Mordekaiser.
Well, that's the thing is Mordekaiser you have to be a bit afraid of. You can't really deal too much damage. A lot of your damage is like from the 6-second cooldown Q, which deals like 300-400 damage when the target's isolated. Vayne's going to dodge those and not much damage elsewhere. Given that, I don't think it was a shutdown, but just in general 300 gold and all the creep gold and everything over to Vayne might just be a very bad thing for you in this situation.
Yeah. I don't know what more to say, to be honest. Got the mid-tier tower from that fight, which didn't really go how they wanted it because the Azir got caught out by the Q from Lux. It looked moderately okay with the Rakan being able to. Seems like another fight. It might actually kill Xayah here because she has no off in the previous fight. Xayah goes down, 1000 shot Clover in the Azir, and Hecarim is down as well. Aatrox has flash away from the Q, and I guess a prize. Actually, no, there won't be any prizes here because the fight's still going on. Mordekaiser ease on the Rakan. Vayne's just doing so much damage to Mordekaiser though. And everyone's dead at Lux out.
Pretty accurate on that one, but still shots being fired from the side of Azir here. Extending that fight might not have been...
Vayne goes in with the R. Condemn onto Corki. We'll be able to get Lux here, but Corki saves her.
And kills Vayne potentially here.
And kills Vayne.
Such a good setup by Need a Name, but you give them a finger and they take your entire arm. They just bite off way more than they can chew. That 2 kills was all they needed. The Ocean Drake is not necessary for them to actually make the comeback.
Wait,
Unlucky.
who says give them a finger and then they bite an arm? What are you talking about?
What, is that not a saying?
No, it's you give them an inch and they took a mile.
In Scotland maybe. We don't have miles
No,
here.
no, that's a saying. It's not you know, I just pass you a wee finger and you munch off my whole arm. Wait, Joey just appears in the Drake pick and he's like, oh, I think I made a huge mistake here.
Oh, he does get it!
It's a Drake at least, but where's that going to get you in the stage of this game?
You know, the sayings might be off, but the plays are still being made. Jarvan suicides for the ocean. Yeah, I'm just being clowned here now.
Did he really just get... Right, okay. No, they're not going to get Baron now. Okay, but... Now Pinease, alright, he's sweating in his boots, alright? After that steal, alright? After that crucial steal, Pinease will be shake. Alright, okay, they're going to start Baron. I guess we can stop with the psychological torture that the side of Jarvan just placed on Hecarim. What's this Baron attempt? Alright, so they don't even know about this. Right, Vayne pops R and she does nothing else.
It's so sad to look at what Need a Name did. They got the 2 kills to the dragon and just like throw everything away after that for a measly Ocean Drake, which I suppose they did get it in the end.
Yeah, like, as you said, alright. Nox, they gave Need a Name a finger, alright? They took
the whole arm.
Alright, and then Jarvan comes back for seconds, alright? He starts munching on like an ear or something, just a wee nip. You know, just for supper, just for dessert. Let me have a wee bit of this.
Oh man. Being clowned by the side of Rido.
Alright, so are they actually going to do something with this Baron? Or are we just going to stay farming the waves? There's a
10k gold lead, there's 3 items on Xayah. Just do it. Just
end the game.
Do it.
Just make him go next.
Nox, don't do what you did last week and lose all the games. Finish and win. Corki's just pushing up the side. Like, establish the vision. Either bait them and you make them use all their TPs, or just take it. You have 2 fit 80 carries. Just take it.
Alright, so they're going for a 4-1, I guess. Seems like the best strategy, I guess. So I don't think Aatrox can stop Mod, but it's like, can't you just end the game? Can't we just get this game over with?
Can we just go on to the next one? Commercial breaks are waiting. I mean, why are you in the top lane just like not getting any tower damage off?
They're just barring up these mines who can move faster to Zia. Like they're just passing them over and they're not saying anything about it.
I mean, ideally what you want to do is just actually get your timepiece out and actually time when these waves are coming in. Make sure they crash at the same time, all go to one lane, make sure the other one doesn't get defended, and take the tower. But just pushing him in mindlessly from both sides constantly is not going to help you in this situation.
Yeah, definitely some macro unintelligence from the side of Nock. And now Heck comes bot lane.
I don't really know what to say, or they're just mindlessly pushing.
Yeah, no, I want to give some, like, you know, some. All right, okay, so they're actually going to do something, and that something is Heckram just dying.
You're having a wee bit of a laugh there.
I don't know what to say.
It is proving to be quite difficult to end the game here, but they're just being given a free inhibitor turret right here. Let's see if Ferrum walks in and dies. Presumably that's a yes. Actually, just smacked Aatrox on the head. Yeah, that's Well, next tower going down without a contest. Suppose 11k gold deficit does that to you, but
right, what did they actually... Right, see from this Baron, the time was up, what did they actually get? Can we get like a Baron power play or something like that?
Alright, so our sponsors are Alienware, Toyota, Cadbury Fingers power play chart does tell us that it's been 2 inhibitor towers and like 1,500 gold.
Yeah.
So, I mean, could have been better by like playing the minion waves a bit more thoughtfully, but decent Baron power play nonetheless. Yeah,
thanks for Cadbury's chocolate orange for sponsoring EQ.
Cadbury's finger arm biscuit chocolate tea munchies.
Ask for a finger and we'll give you an arm. That's our catchphrase. That's our slogan.
Instead of give us a hand, just give us an arm, would you?
just quickly passes over an arm.
Oh man.
Alright, so it looks like Nox is just going to go with the classic play, do absolutely nothing with Baron 1, and then get Baron 2, and hopefully something goes better for you.
Take Baron 2 and hope your Hecarim doesn't ulti into people and die. At this point, Azir's amassed 3 items, which is magically more than Corki has.
What?
I mean, it is slightly cheaper items. It's all like 3,500 items for the Corki, and it's like
I guess so.
3k, 3.1, 2.6, or something for the Rylai's.
Yeah, there's still like 3 items on the Vayne as well. So compared to the 4 Xayah, you know, it might feel a bit disheartened, but it looks like he's going to kill Mod.
And another person TPing in to die, which is an interesting decision.
Oh, it's awfully kind of me to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, so about that whole getting Baron 2 thing, hell nah. Let's see how hard Need a Name throws right here.
Rakan's dead.
That's going to be a dead Xayah, I presume.
Good. Actual R from Starwatch comes out from Azir. Heal from Zaya, and the...
Azir in the hands of D4 players, the question has been answered that we asked earlier. Not quite what you want to see.
Been completed, yeah. His grubby paws just couldn't finger the right buttons correctly.
The information you requested has indeed been given.
What is going on?
Baron 2 is going on very soon.
What is this? What is this?
I think both teams are continuously taking an arm. Well,
This is ridiculous, seriously, what is this?
I'm going to take some color analysis from the chat, which is cringe.
Let me guess, Artie said that.
Cringe, cringe, cringe. Correct?
Oh, PogChimp Artemis. Yep, of course it was.
Yeah, we'll definitely be seeing him later today on the stream, seeing if
oh yeah, definitely,
he can deliver on the yikes that we're looking for.
Give us a cringe that we deserve.
Give us a wee bit of cringe.
Right, quick question. Where are these two teams in the standings, do you know?
I don't know if I can like bend my neck that far, but I'll have a wee look for you.
Alright, so it looks like Corky's dead, and it looks like Vayne wants more even though she's 10% HP. That's a good flash W from her can, but everyone's just trying to Lux out again. Heckman goes in with the R. As he was in the like, what are these fights?
Well, Mordekaiser is still just trapping the Aatrox in the ultimate, and
Aatrox dead as well. Vayne's still alive, but
15k gold lead for Nox. Will they be able to close the game out conclusively now? Is the question.
Please just close this game. Just end this game.
They have the Baron buffs, but there's just a support Lux there with 25 stacks on the Medjais. Actually, that's pretty good. But to give you a nice answer, Nox is 9th. And
Nox is 9th.
Correct.
Alright.
After this game, they'll be like joint 7th or something.
Yep.
Need a name is 5th.
Alright, Lux dead. Vayne dead. Vayne not dead. Right, Vayne dead. Can dead. And they're not going to end the game. Please, just get me out.
Well, they're standing around, buffing up the minions. Which is the contribution they're giving currently, but they've decided to leave the base. There's a very fed Hecarim and a very fed Xayah, but somehow the game's not been closed out yet. I just don't think there's going to be enough time for either Vayne or Azir to actually get these like larger item breakpoints. Vayne's like halfway to an Infinity Edge, which I'm not sure if it's going to help that much.
DM need to fight out. Jay gets popped from the side of Jarvan. Hecarim... Mordekaiser's just dead. Aatrox still going rampant with it out. He has a revive. He goes on to Hecarim. He might be able to kill him here. Xayah pops out and constantly... Jarvan just dunks Corky.
That's a big Kobe on the head of Corky. And actually just another...
He just travelled about half the map following the Valkyrie and just slammed his cranium into the wall.
A bit of a head crack there indeed. And as I was just saying, with all those Fed members, Nox lose another 2-for-0 fight. How does it keep happening? This is like the 4th time this game they've done it. But like the gold the deficit is just too large. They need like 3 of these in a row, but it's just like back and forth, back and forth.
Like, how much of a gold lead do you need just so they can finish this game? Alright, see we were saying that Jarvan should be going full tank. Just have a quick look at his items. I've only just noticed this now.
So, Vayne does manage to pick up her Infinity Edge, which is just going to mean a bunch more like heavy crit going down. But there's no real... I mean, she's a lifeline from PD. If she can stay alive, this damage output is going to be too much to handle for the side of Nox, I think. So it's really key that they get her out of the fight quickly. About 1,000 gold left for Azir to pick up the death cap, and if they manage to get those item breakpoints while just farming permanent super minions coming into the base here, I think they can win this game.
You know, it keeps getting more likely as the game goes on, because Nox just like insisting that they want to throw.
See, if Nox don't end the game at all, then Need a Name need to end the game, which means they
That
win.
is true.
I think. I think that means they win. So
That is true.
we'll be seeing who ends the game, and as a result, who is the victor.
Yeah, see if the Need a Name Nexus can't physically go down, then the Nox Nexus has to go down. You know what I'm saying?
Or they're just stuck here for a couple more hours until the servers like inevitably disconnect again.
Rakan goes in, lands it onto Xayah. She has to pop on now. She pops here. Job's going to go down. But Vayne's in the backline, hitting. Xayah's not going to go down, and
that's the end.
Thankfully, that's the game end.
Yep.
Thankfully.
I think the Vayne just needed like 2 more hits on the Xayah, kill the Xayah, and then the fight maybe
That
gets
was probably
turned
just
around.
like, I think that was a crit difference, to be honest. Got a few more crits. Alright.
Well, is what it is.
Yeah. So what analysis can we take away from this game?
Alright, so that's a good question. All in all, I think Nox has some trouble closing out games. I think Need a Name's jungler has some trouble not throwing his lanes. Dealing a grand total of 6.3k damage on the Jarvan at the end of the game on the non-tanked Jarvan. Guess we can switch over to the pick ban screen here quickly to show everyone the damage. I mean,
Looking at it, Vayne done more damage than Xayah.
yeah.
Because you've done a lot more than Koki.
Yeah. So if we look down to it, it's just the objective game was, well, not played all too well by the side of Nox in my opinion, but definitely played better than Need a Name. Wherever Need a Name was able to get like a couple kills back, they didn't really do anything with it, or perhaps it just wasn't enough, but the gold lead grew from like 7k at 15 minutes to 15k at 30. That's a long time for that small of a lead to grow. So Nox was just really slow at ending the game.
All that matters though is he did end the game. The victory for Nox. Are they boosted to 8th place now?
We'll have to see once all the other results come in.
Yeah, I guess so, but you know, you won the game. That confidence going into the next one. I guess they played well getting the lead that they had. Done well for the first like 10 minutes, accelerating, like you said, small lead, but they just kept on slowing down and making huge like macro and micro mistakes like the rest of the game. Definitely a lot to take away from the sides of both teams, but oh no, I'm happy this game's over.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough one, but with the win coming in soon enough for Nox, they have moved up in the standings, I believe. I think, yes, maybe, have they? Yeah, I think they're joint 7th or joint 6th.
That's not too bad then.
There's still room to make playoffs for sure.
You know, definitely. You know, it's only week 4 or something, or whatever it is, and you know, playoffs still away, bit ahead. There's like some good showings from the side of Nox. Definitely stuff to work on, but you know, they've got good foundations. They just need to build up the walls better.
Absolutely. Well, with that magical preaching, we'll be taking a moment to go to our non-commercial break. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. it's a bit of a bad time.
Yeah, these bans are looking, I think, quite standard from the side of Fuzzy Esports. You know, the Rek'Sai ban, the Lux ban as well. What do you think Royal Reapers will be favouring to, take early on in this draft?
I think they're fans. They're heavy enthusiasts of the Jarvan. Everyone beside the jungler on their team is, as with every team. No one's really a fan of the Jarvan except the people.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Actually,
I'm a big fan of the Jarvan.
You are?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the old Jarvan.
I guess that's why you weren't on the team for a year.
We do see the Sivir being locked in first, which is quite a obvious first pickable champ. It's very broken, but I do expect this Karma from Awaken to go into the top lane.
Oh, yeah, this is what I'm quite excited for. The old Silas.
The old Silas. Well, I know Awaken's played it. I know Omena's played it. This is, of course, Scrim Leagues. But I'm not too sure on their jungler. But he tends to be adapting to the meta quite quickly. Indeed, the Sivir was locked in, but there's no Yuumi or Lux to match with it. There's no real too annoying lane matchup there to be had, unless they go for a Morgana, the infamous double spell shield lane, where you're just not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, I mean the trifecta is taken away, the Yuumi, the Lux, and they have taken the Karma for themselves. So, yeah, we maybe go back to seeing a melee support. Very rare to see nowadays.
You sure? Because I think they locked into Leah.
Yeah, but I mean for support.
Oh, okay. Well, perhaps
You alright, Thomas?
No, I'm just losing it.
Yeah, after that last game, you really set you back one.
Yeah, being heavily bullied by a Scottish male is always a bit of a bummer.
Alright, so this is a classic pick right here, the Awaken Kennen. So it most likely means that it's going to be Karma bot lane, so I don't really see Omena playing that. However,
it still is possible, yeah, but I'm also the same. It's not really an Omena champ, is it?
Well, what is possibly an Omena champion is the Karma. Could be seeing it go to the mid lane. But
are you listening?
I honestly think he's just lost it.
You've just lost all your senses, all your intelligence after that last game. We're sitting here saying, that's probably a Karma bot lane. Doesn't seem like an Omena champion. You seem like a Omena champion.
Hey, maybe I just don't agree with you.
Yeah, okay, right. Just disagree then, instead of thinking
there's no need to just
something completely else.
There's no need to just state a statement again, you
really?
know.
Alright, well,
this is just an infamous tag team right here.
This is just Great Britain ganging up on Europe. Well, how about a Brexit, buddy?
Don't think Ireland's in Great Britain.
That's, his brain just isn't working.
I don't know if it's from Northern Ireland or from normal Ireland.
Either do I, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. It's the same place, isn't it, Dean?
Apparently we're all the same.
You kind of sound the same.
What are you talking about?
This is why you're 7 foot.
That's why. I think that's the spinach.
The spinach, yeah, Popeye, okay.
Popeye over here.
Absolutely. No big guns, but a lot of spinach. Well, I've been steadily roasted. I guess we can pay a bit more attention to the champion select so far. Kai'Sa coming in, and Dean, what do you think about Kai'Sa into Sivir? Is it a free matchup? It is a hard matchup?
It's towards the Sivir pretty favourably. You can just continuously push in lane and can rarely get hit by W because of spell shield. What's they say? They say that Sivir is a competitive counter to Kai'Sa, so
they do? Oh.
Yeah, and I just think Sivir is just so broken right now, so it's just an all-round disgusting pick.
Yeah, you have been known to complain about the old Sivir for quite a bit.
Now, I will admit, I have been spamming it recently in solo queue. I have about 8 games in the last day, so...
8 games in the last day?
You gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean?
If you can't beat them, join them, you know what I mean?
I mean, you were beating most of them in the SQ1 League, weren't you?
That is true.
Oh, it actually
The
is
Kindred.
not what I was expecting.
Now this is really interesting because we do have this new jungler on his preferably best champion, Talia, and Talia mains are always very, very disgusting.
They tend to be able to get into the right position to get all those combos off and juggle around the queue, so they always get a lot of casts off. Now, Sylas into the mid lane is something I haven't seen for a while because it's been pretty garbage. Have you seen it at all? I haven't seen it like in the solo lane at all.
Alright, from what I've heard, okay, Silas gets absolutely smacked by Aatrox in middle lane. That was before. I'm not sure like how much it changes like Mata now, but it definitely wasn't like the draft I was expecting to see with like the picks that were coming out. I was definitely expecting Silas in the jungle, which I want to see, but I guess not anymore. With the Aatrox mid, it gives like a lot of potential for like stopping marks that the Kindred might want to get early, just like the sheer early power of the Aatrox with the 3 Qs and the damage from Talia coming out.
Absolutely, and I've not really been too experienced with Gangplank against Kennen in the top lane, but it just seems like something Gangplank would take grasp into and just Q whenever, sustain through the lane, perhaps even bully the Kennen a tiny bit. And Kennen's not going to get ganked with his E always up, and Gangplank's not all that vulnerable with the oranges. Maybe we'll be seeing more attention towards the bottom lane this game.
Yeah, Dean, how's this bot lane going to measure? How do you think?
It depends how good the Karma is, because can probably just 1v2 the lane and just let Kaiser free farm, because especially it's into a Braum, shouldn't get hit by any Qs. But then again, if you do get hit by a Q or tagged, it's gonna be not a good day. But I'd probably put it in the favor of RR in terms of the Karma, just outright being able to just shove the lane in with the Kaiser.
So yeah, in theory, but it comes down to executions to who's actually going to win.
Well, I have played against both lanes, and personally, I'd probably go with Fuzzy's bot lane. But
Fuzzy's
then
bot lane to
again,
win?
yeah. But then again, our jungler does like to sit bot lane, so it depends if Talia matches. Then I see Fuzzy still winning if Talia matches, but if not, then R can just get very ahead. So.
I mean,
Alright, one thing to point out, you look across both these teams and you're missing pings looking for tanks. Got Braum here, but that's about it. You know, there's not much tankiness on the both of any teams, to be honest. Silas has like bruiser elements, Aatrox has like the drain tank, but you know, you don't have like a hard tank going about here, like Sejuani and things like that.
definitely true.
I will say so myself. I am a very big fan of the Braum, as you might know, Righto.
Yeah, broom broom.
Broom broom is right. But yeah, I definitely see in team fights that Fuzzy can probably hard win as well, just because of Braum and Talia. They just have all around a lot more AOE. But then again, it depends if the Kennen can get in there with a flash, big ult, you know. Then that can just obviously change the game.
Also, a huge possibility of like Omna on the Silas stealing GP out, which gives like the necessary slow and like cornering ability for Ken to get a really good like flash out at the middle of the team. And
considering the GP ulti does have AP scaling, it becomes quite a lot of damage as well when Silas starts racking up that ability power. It's definitely not something to just walk over and think you'll be fine about it. But other than the GP ulti, there's not that many like really good team fighting ultis. The Aatrox ulti is pretty nice for the healing. Braum can disrupt, but the Sivir and Talia aren't that like super awesome. Like there's no real engage tool in there, and I guess beside like dropping GP ulti and hoping Kennen gets in, on the side of RR, there's not that much reliable engage they can use beside like stealing a Sivir ulti and running at him. I'm not sure if that's your best bet.
Just looking at the summoner spells here, Silas is taking Ignite into mid lane versus the Aatrox Ignite. So Amena is looking to go head to head here, I think, which is not something you usually see on the side of OR. I think they usually do run the the double or even triple teleport.
Yeah, and it'll teleport to wherever the action's going down, which tends to be the bottom lane.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
Yeah, you knock on the door and they'll come storming in with the teleports.
The only thing I don't like about Royal Reaper's draft at the moment is they really do lack engage besides the cannon ult, like flash ult. So like, it's gonna be hard to gank the bot lane in terms of like, it's Karma, Kindred, and Kaiser. Like,
Definitely
I just
true.
don't think there's much CC, if any, there. So
Sometimes it's just good to pick some counter engage. Depends on how fuzzy you play it, but from playing this game for a lot of years, sometimes your best engage is letting the enemy engage on you. Just pop in the Kindred ulti, living through it, and see if you can, in the end, out damage them over a prolonged fight. And Sivir's going to ricochet through all these fights, and Kai'Sa's going to stack up passives. We'll be seeing. We're interesting to see which team comes out ahead, but they're not lacking damage. Of course, no one actually picked those tanks.
Does look like there's a bit of an invade going on down here in the
yeah,
bot
there's a
lane.
bit of a sneaky one going on here, I think.
Might actually be able to catch us Kai'Sa out with a flash Q by Brum. Alright, no, the jig's up, they gave it away.
That's unlucky.
And because there's 4 of them, I'm just wondering if Royal Reapers are going to move to maybe go towards the enemy's blue. And as we do see, Kindred, Silas, and Kennen are all moving right now.
Well, they can definitely just walk in there and place the vision where they want it, but I think the more conventional ward is going to be the Raptor ward, just seeing all that movement happen down on the bottom side of the map. They did. That one's going to be spotted out, but they do have one just behind the blue buff on the top side of the map, so they're not completely oblivious to what's going to be happening, but not the most obvious part of the jungle where the Taliyah will go.
We do see Fuzzy got that ward as well. So 1 CS onto the Brom.
Absolutely, and it's been pinged out actually. The vision ping has been used on that ward behind the blue buff, so Taliyah most likely won't path there, so it's probably a wasted ward at this point.
So, as to me, no, I'm a big fan of the old tracking. From what the wards that we've seen, it's not like confirmed where Taliyah is. However, you have a rough estimation, which is a good light estimation that's on red with Kindred. Very standard path is what we see here. Red into Krugs, then you go to your bot side and you get do 2 camps so you can take Scuttle. Whether or not the mark comes is a bit unfortunate if it is, but it's really good. If it does, you avoid a lot of conflict in the early levels, which can be good, but I don't think it'll be good versus Taliyah. And with the farming capable from the Kindred, it's a lot better.
There is a tiny bit of a tracking discrepancy here. The Taliyah is not going to be seen. They don't exactly know where she is, but Kindred's just walked over the blue buff ward, I think. Maybe spotted, maybe timed out at that point. But not doing the whole full clear.
Guy coming into the mid lane. Omen has already done half his P. That's flash away. Very good.
That's
very
a
good W
W.
from the Taliyah. Kindred comes in, hopefully get return kill, flash over the wall. The E's on it right now. Execute comes down, Q's it, but he's going to die Aatrox after this. Oh,
Maybe.
actually misses both Q's. He's not in range. Flash comes forward, and Kindred's going to play this.
Oh.
See when you just make an absolutely fantastic play. This Taliyah, great flash prediction onto the W, and then your Aatrox just balls it all up.
It was a very, very bad flash from the Aatrox. He could have flashed even just the second Q and would have hit the Kindred and instead, but a bit too greedy to try get the last Q to hit.
Yeah, trying to save your flash and not just missing out on the kill, but also going down for it yourself is pretty sad actually. Getting that turned around and a giant lead onto your Kindred here.
And you see, this is what I mean about the Karma lane, that she's able to really just help Kai'Sa just hard push into this, and like Kai'Sa shouldn't be really up CS in a lane, and as you can see she is.
Maybe a dive coming down here actually. Mark comes out onto Sivir. They have a sneaking suspicion here. Opens up onto the Braum. He's probably just going to dash away to Sivir. Walks back. There's no one else here. Sivir dies, but don't think there'll be a return from the minions.
And that was the mark for the Kindred as well.
That is another mark. Got one mark from the Taliyah. First.
Oh, here's Taliyah into the mid.
Taliyah is into the mid lane.
Do we see a
Might
kill?
have to
It
see.
should be. It should be
And
a
should
kill.
be a kill coming down on the Aatrox.
I think Omega could have just like kept walking away towards his tower. At some point, he's going to be flung back in, but I think that's better than just walking straight back into the enemies.
Right, this is a 3 kill, 2 stack Kindred, 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, and also because of the Sivir dying there, the Kaiser is just getting a really, really big CS lead.
Well, CS and XP coming in. I think he's a good part on the way to a level 5. It's going to be interesting to see what this Kindred ups to like buy into past the Warrior enchantment with this lead. I think
The upside for Fuzzy though at the moment is the GP is actually out CS in the cannon.
that's interesting.
Hmm.
Now having a ranged matchup into the melee, like there's easier ones for the cannon there because you just have like a grasp GP, which you can't really
it's
outtrade.
like pseudo melee.
Yeah, and every time you just like try and bash him, he's going to return with the Q fire, grasp, proc, heal up more damage than you dealt to him, and return more damage to you.
Surprised he didn't go Klepto on the cannon.
Well, that's the thing. You can try and get those auto trades off, but then you're going to lose those trades, like every single one of them.
I don't think he'd, depending on how many ults you can get off, I don't think he'd lose them, but it's not like completely favourable. It's not something you want to do all the time. With these melee matchups, you can like, constantly just ult with that again. All these Klepto procs position not going to be like as effective going into the GP. So the electrocute for the better team fight presence, the extra damage like on the R, I think it's much better choice.
Kendra's looking at bot lane again. Oh no, she's gone into the drag.
Who do we have marked here? I'm just clicking it. I don't think she has anyone marked right now. Alright, it's Aatrox marked, but I don't think that's going to work too well considering like the Aatrox has it ult up.
And there's actually a Berserker Greaves rush for the Kaisa. Do you think that's like, is that something you would opt into, Dean, or is this just so you can like kite out the lane with the Braum and etc.?
I definitely wouldn't
Flash
go
forward
to...
from Braum, it lands on the Kaiser. Kaiser's pull back in. She's most likely going to die here, but they go into Kindred because she has no ult. DPL comes down as well. Shut down on him. Kaiser's going to die as well. It's 2-7.
Bit of a wasted flash from the side of Kaiser, just flashing back into the pit where no one's there to help him.
Yeah, and that is very big for the Aatrox to get that 500 goal shutdown.
Absolutely, and a bit of gold onto the Sivir too, but the Berserker Greaves just, I don't think that's really giving you what you want as the Kaisa.
Now usually you'd go the magical footwear,
That's
the
one.
inspiration tree, but he doesn't seem to have gone that, which is why you can buy the boots straight up.
Well, yeah, he has gone for the stopwatch instead of the boots, but still, even just buying tier 2 boots, I tend to just stack heavily into attack damage as the Kaisa, so you get that Q upgrade.
Personally, like it's a thing that I would do on Vayne, but that's because Vayne has her W, obviously.
Vayne's damage comes from somewhere else, yeah. Stacking up the passive quicker on Kaisa isn't a bad option either. I mean, that's a lot of damage, but seems like an interesting.
But it is like 5 autos. It's maybe a bit too long without Gwynsu's, you know.
Kindred's actually kite this out really well. Going to get the kill onto the enemy jungle to Leah, but Aatrox is probably just going to pick flashes away. Actually, canceling out with attack. Silas comes in, able to stun Aatrox, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to get it here. Kindred's on the other side. I think Aatrox is dead actually.
Kennen is here too.
Karma's running up all the way from downtown.
Kindred might be trolling. Kindred is definitely trolling. Flash forward from the Aatrox, landing the sweet spot on the queue, and just gave. Sure, they get it shut down, but yeah, that was very unnecessary from the side of.
Yeah, just give the Aatrox a free kill that really wasn't needed.
Oh.
And here we see Kaiser. Yeah, Braum passive should be dead.
Actually, no, this is going to be a turnaround possibly. Braum goes down. Will we see a 1v1 here from the Karma to Sivir? No,
yeah, it's definitely a kill for the Sivir, I think.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Triumph will help in keeping them alive too.
Close one.
Well, seeing Calla the Turtle on an actual ADC champ for a difference rather than constantly being Syndra and earlier. But
here's a free kill though for the
just
Kindred.
Overstaying his welcome, and the shutdown Kindred gave away.
Well.
Yeah, just gave one away, but also got one back.
Yeah, the Kindred is getting very big, but we also do see a CS lead for Talia.
But there's also a big Aatrox. He's already got his Black Cleaver against just a lost chapter.
Both of us come down from the side of Silas and Aatrox. It's going to just run away with the enhanced movement speed. He nearly dies there again, but he goes back in with his shield from coming, flashed out, overextended here. Talia W misses. Kindred comes in, I think she's dead here.
Yeah, that was very, very,
Jesus.
very suspicious.
I guess he's just a good Samaritan. He can just take. He likes to do a bit of giving as well.
So it's like Robin Hood, you'd say?
Absolutely, stealing from the rich and just giving it back to the people who really
giving
need
it
it.
back to the poor.
Well, actually, Fuzzy not really being the poor here with a 1,500 gold lead.
Hold on, where's this coming from?
This is coming from Jungle CS, and
Yeah, Kaisa's lost all the CS leads that she got from the start of the game.
he's got a really late tier, like a 9 to 10 minute tier, and no attack damage to back it up
And
just
this-
yet.
This
Yeah,
is
Dean, I heard
also
you're not too
something-
fan of this build.
Yeah, this is something that you don't see, and a lot of pros always say it, is you never go to the tier before pickaxe.
You need some damage to back up like your Q and
Yeah.
just overall your lane phase.
So the only problem here is that Kaiser is gonna spike really late now.
He could have gone
And-
for like pickaxe boots instead of berserker greaves.
Could have not even bought the boots. Could have just got level 1 boots, pickaxe
Yeah,
on that back.
just
you know?
regular boots, pickaxe, and you're in a much better position than Greaves in a tier. At least you can
Yeah,
run
like-
back to lane faster now from dying all those times.
Yeah, that is very true.
It was a big brain purchase.
Yeah, I mean,
What's your build there? You're going Kaisa instead of the tier.
I still go to Storm Razor. It's still just overall better in my opinion that you just get the Q and E upgrade without even getting your second item.
That's a very nice feature to have. Like those upgrades really do up your potential in every fight.
Yeah,
and at the same
only
time,
thing with this build is you won't get the E upgrade until you get your Zeal and a dagger. So nearly third item, well, fourth full item if you include boots.
I mean, yeah, there's two options to go there, of course, because you go Man Immune into Rage Blade and then either Nashor's Tooth or a Zeal item.
Yeah.
And I think this tier build really only shines when you do the AP build, because it has, like, you fire your W a lot more, it's more important to hit. It has, like, the Man Immune proc on that as well. But he doesn't really want to have more AP in his team. He's got Karma, Silas, Kennen. I think just the pure AD build with the Storm Razor would fit him a lot better. And Spike a bit earlier as well.
That's true. But I'm still scratching my head at the boots purchase.
Yeah, the tier 2 boots, first back. Yeah.
It's just not worth to not go magical footwear. Like you look at Sivir, she has her magical footwear. Hasn't had to spend a bit of gold on her boots.
He's got it a lot earlier as well because he has 2
Yeah.
kills and 2 assists. Now he's got a stopwatch, which I'm not exactly sure which ability in the middle of a team fight is going to be aiming to stopwatch.
But Fuzzy are up 2k gold, just about.
Yeah, and there's there's almost 1,000 gold difference on the 80 carries. There's 1,200 difference in the mid lane. Despite the CS discrepancy in the jungle, Kindred's just like 300 gold ahead because of all the kills, shutdowns.
What I really want to see, from what I believe, Kendra's sitting here with 3 marks. The next one gives her the extra range. Very good range. It's like a good like 75 range, I think. Very good against like the Aatrox, even kite out Talia to a lesser extent. But I'm just like you saw late in that past fight, I think she really graded for that 4th mark put on Talia and then just jumped in and died. You know, you just have to have a wee bit of restraint in these things.
Absolutely. Oh, well, looks like we're getting back into the game shortly.
Does. The Karma is still level 5. So Brahm's level 6.
Gonna be waiting for that Karma level 6 power spike momentarily. See how much that's gonna be of a difference maker. Braum completing a Sidestone. Don't think it's that time yet for the Karma. Well, actually, he does have it, with no sweeper yet. Seeing red trinkets come out from both junglers, pretty standard. Working towards Triforce top lane for GP.
I think a problem this game is definitely going to be tankiness on the side of Royal Reapers, as we said earlier. Just like Aatrox is quite tanky in terms of a lot of lifesteal, will build some health. The GP grasp GP is going to be very tanky, and then you have the Braum on top of that. Like, I just don't like this really feeble comp that Royal Reapers have gone. The only thing they can rely on is the Kindred ult. No?
Yeah, and that's going to be like a game changer pretty much. It's going to be making it or breaking it.
They might be going on Talia now. Aatrox just walks by straight Kindred. Kindred doesn't even pop roll. Pushes back in from the TP from the Ken and gets the kill onto the Aatrox. Stuns Talia as well, but Brum comes here. Sivir is going to die. Flashes over the wall.
It's very...
So, name of the game during this entire... Okay, well, that was...
Flash arms from Kai'Sa. I don't think she'll be able to pick up this kill. No, she gets a with the heal for the movement speed increase. Stunned by Braum. GP sitting in the bush. Misses his barrel. Stopwatch comes out from Kai'Sa. Stun onto Kai'Sa goes down. And they walk away with an extended 2 for 4? 2 for 3?
Yeah.
We were talking about that. Should have boots. Actually, no, Stopwatch did nothing.
No, it was 2 for 4. Aatrox died as well, and Sivir died. It was really nice trade for Royal Reapers, and I think like the determining factor for that team fight was just mis-execution everywhere. Aatrox didn't ulti before getting the kill, so he didn't get like the revive. Kindred didn't ulti for the Silas, so he died. Sivir flashing over a wall to just like die to a Kai'Sa flying auto. Kai'Sa flashing after Talia, but like half distance flashing or something. Not as clean as you might want to see it, but definitely a bit of like mis-execution from the side of Fuzzy there. Definitely the Aatrox not getting the revival, not getting any use out of his ultimate during that team fight.
And unfortunately, Kindred's unable to pick up a mark there. It's on Talia, but she wasn't in range for that kill. She's still sitting at 3 marks.
We do see a trade though come in that looks like will benefit Royal Reapers. Is Kindred looks like to be taking the Herald, if I'm not mistaken.
It is a good trade. I mean, regardless, it's a Cloud Drake. It is not that important.
Yeah.
And if he can drop this Rift Herald, which I would like to see him drop before 15 minutes, if he can like go top and just drop it immediately for that like 360 plate gold, that actually makes it super worth.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go straight to top and drop it, and they should be able to get 3 plates. It's gonna be really tight though. No,
he's not gonna get this in time. He might not get this in time actually.
He doesn't go quick, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually
I
summoning
don't
the
know if he's
Herald.
going to get this off. Bot tower does go down, but no, he's going to get this, I think.
Yeah. You can actually get the full tower because GP was pretty low. There's kind of ulti up. There was no GP ulti, so tower trade, but for top. All in all, it means it's a positive trade slightly for Fuzzy. I mean, the half HP or like the knock that the Rift Herald will get on the top tower is not that important. Fuzzy get the first tower bonus and the dragon in trade for just like first tower.
GP comes down at the comments, been chunked
Karma
already.
has no flash and it's just gonna go down.
GP gets a kill.
Now,
Did
because
you
of
see
the
how Talia didn't even land skill shots? He just one-shot Karma.
yeah.
It's looking like a pretty enjoyable champion to play against.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him gank with the ultimate too much. Maybe I'm a bit out of the
No, I
loop
don't
on
think I've seen the ult come down either.
I haven't, like, I'd assume the directed camera goes to it somewhere. I haven't seen it on cooldown either.
I think you hear the noise as well. I think it's a global noise.
That makes sense. I actually see most likely. Is that an Infinity Edge on Kindred coming out? I don't know what other items is going to be the recipe.
Really don't like crit build though.
In the past, whenever I've seen him, yeah, you could build like a PD or something and just like get a lot of the crit value out of it as well. In the past, when I've looked at him play it, he was a fan of doing the Storm Razor on Kindred, which just is like a lot of utility, makes you able to like kite and chase down anyone you want wherever you want. But not going for that one this game.
What I've seen a lot is actually Blade after Warrior. Might not be as good this game because as
some people even like the Black Cleaver, don't they?
Yeah, Black Cleaver.
Black Cleaver is usually good, but he doesn't really have anyone else that's going to profit from it.
Yeah. because there's a lot of magic damage on the side of this RR comp.
Absolutely.
But which even means I'm going to buy even less armor.
But yeah,
I use
usually.
A, but I think if you watch for crit, Phantom Dance would be a lot better for.
Yeah, I
for
think
even
usually-
Dance, actually.
Yeah, I think usually after your warrior, you would go for the attack speed item rather than the IE.
And as far as I know from all the... let's see if we get an Aatrox death here.
Jesus.
We have the flash for nothing.
Oh god.
And he's out.
Talia actually standing outside, but it's not going to matter.
Redemption
was
coming down from the
very-
realm as well.
Yeah.
A bit,
That was very well played by Aatrox. Only you had to use the E to get over the wall and got the Kindred flash, and Kindred still died as well.
GP ult's going to whiff, but it pushed over to this side. Good ult, I think, but no, Silver's right there. Going to take the kill. And Karma might be a return package as well, but no.
I think it was a good ult from the Kaisa, but unfortunately not enough.
Wait, couldn't you have ulted over Raptor Wall?
Perhaps. Perhaps. We'll have to do a post-game interview and ask him why he didn't ult over the Raptor Wall, I suppose. Is that a... Oh, it's a
That's
stolen
Charlotte
GP ult. Nah, yeah, I was about to say that's a bit troll, but... I suppose with the Kindred, doesn't really have too much backup from his team as for now. Silas hasn't finished an item yet, and his AD carry is not particularly fed. His top lane's like doing fine, but not too great. Perhaps with him being so far ahead, he's going to be a bit more greedy with his ultimate, not save his team, but save himself, and see how that works out for him in the end.
I guess that large fight we saw when Kindred didn't ult for Omena. Got the Aatrox due to like Silas going down, so I guess like everything about it is a okay play. However, I think like going on later in the game when your champion's been more, you should be like using your ult for your friends. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a second item coming out on Aatrox now, and I'm not sure what the Sivir's doing. There's like parts of both components probably just going Essence Reaver into Infinity Edge. The one nasty build everyone seems to talk about.
Yeah, it is very nasty.
Sterk's Gauge most likely been coming out on the GP.
We are seeing though a nearly 3k gold lead for Uzi now.
I suppose one thing about the Kindred itself, just like with the whole item build situation, is from all the pro game broadcasts I've listened to when Kindred was coming back into the meta quite a tiny bit with countering like J4 and stuff, is when you're snowballing, they like to go the attack speed version. I'm not even sure what it's called, like the yellow jungle item.
Blood Razor.
Yeah, it tends to be that when you snowball, the Blood Razor is just way better at like extending your lead rather than Warrior just being the regular build.
I think it's got to be around that, actually. From what I think, this is the first Talia ult coming out. It's not going to do anything. Like with the Storm, Blood Razor a lot better going into like later on. You get more like passive procs and that when you have more passive, going to do more like raw damage because of the increased health. But like with Warrior, just the raw AD is really good for like the early start of the game.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I think. I'm not sure if I'm right, but I think that is how it is. What I really want to see is like the itemization though coming down from Silas. From what I've seen, at least in jungle, it's your jungle item, then you go proto build in Lich Bane. I'm not too sure what he's buying with the Lost Chapter though.
Well, most likely it's going to be a Luden's Echo. I think you buy it in the lane so you get the level up with the mana regen. Just in between your proto belt, you don't need to proto belt that early. So
Kindred tagged by the Q here. R comes out as well. We should be able to get R down in time. She does get R down in time, but it might not be able to save it. Aatrox over the wall, goes on to Kaisa now. R comes out for Kaisa, but she's not escaped yet.
That's the
increased
flash.
movement speed and the flash Q kills Kaisa. Silas.
The Kindred
Sorry.
did get out as well.
Kindred did manage to get out of there, but at the
But
cost
Sivir is
of
able to just
Kaisa.
Sivir's just able to free push top lane and should be tower going down.
that's a nice macro
Charlie's
move on
currently
the end
sitting
there.
with Bromwell. There might be something else here. Doesn't commit to.
Brom flashes.
Brom could have waited a tiny bit. It would have been a like the 3v2. Aatrox would have been there way sooner than Kindred, and Kindred with the ulti down is not that big of a help to the skirmishes there.
Gets hit over the wall. He's not going to die yet, but there's a lot of damage coming down. R comes out, misses, flashes away from Kindred, follows up with the Q. He's over the other side of the wall here. Brom passives R start, flash forward, comes over, Might not be finishes the kill onto him.
This might be
Silas
just
dead
a
as well.
triple kill for the Sivir.
Sever's still hitting. Aatrox here. Kindred TP's in. Fail flashes over the wall. That's going to be his death.
And if he gets out, that just proves how BS this champ is. But he's not going to get out. He's going to get hit by the Aatrox Q. Aatrox clean up more kills. 8 and 3 on Aatrox. 2 items and probably gold in the back for another one. About 2.2k. Looking pretty grim for the Royal Reapers here. 5k gold. 2, 5, and 2 on their AD carry, which usually tends to carry him throughout a lot of games.
Very unfortunate flash. Waking there. Not only did he fail his flash, but he also used his flash defensively as Kennen, which is going to really reduce like the possibility of an engage from the side of Royal Reapers.
4.5 minutes of pretty much not being able to engage in any reliable way, and even Kennen flash ulting, is it really reliable? It depends on what like a Braum can do, maybe ulting to prevent that in his first place. But this GP is going to become more and more of a problem as time goes on. Just split pushing, Kennen won't really be able to deal with them or kill him. Steric's Gage coming in soon.
Yeah, Seven are sitting on the 2 items that we all talked about. Ricochet's going to be so much crit damage.
Needs about 1,300 gold, or like no, 1,000 gold actually. Only 1,000 gold left for his 3rd item. So that's just accelerating the pace of his build by a lot. Still waiting for the Rage Blade and Kaisa.
We do see almost a double gold lead now after all that happened. We nearly see 6k gold lead now.
Several popped there, but it's not going to count to anything. There'll be miss over the wall from Tilly, but still a lot of damage coming out from the 2 kill Tilly. It's just that raw pen that these Tilliers like really left the build, just demolishing this Karma with no MR.
Once you get that W off and you pull them through the rocks, it's like 400 added damage, and it pretty much ensures you hit all those Q stacks. If the W hit on the Karma, then that would have been the end of him.
Kaiser's still a good 150 mana off this like mana moon upgrade.
Yeah, it's a very, very late one because of the way she
Maybe a
runs.
kill coming on Aatrox.
Oh, Redemption's
Leo
down.
comes out, he jumps over the wrong side. Karma flashes over for whatever reason, dies as well. Aatrox gets him revive and kills Silas.
Yeah. Kindred went down without using the ult.
This should honestly just be a free Baron.
So
Yeah, they've got the Sever up here. It does look like it'll be a free Baron for the side of Fuzzy Esports.
it's definitely going to be a Baron, and there's going to be a Steric's Gage coming in from the side of Aatrox momentarily whenever he gets the gold for that, and he's just going to be even harder to kill. 1v3 starting off that fight, tanking it up for like 5+ seconds. Oh, the joys of Aatrox. And
We do nearly have a 10k gold lead now.
yeah, it's getting pretty ridiculous at this point. I'm talking about how the Kindred is going to utilize the ultimate earlier. Well, that fight it wasn't used at all, getting no value from the Lamb's Respite there, and just no one on his team currently having the damage, even though they have this tankless comp. They have all these damage dealers, but no one's dealing the damage.
Personally, if you look at this draft, so many better options I think they could have done. Putting the Silas into a losing matchup, and then with the Silas not going jungle, then you know you've got Karma and the supporters at the top, which I think is a better role, to be honest. I know Awakening likes to play a bit of that, but
I mean, his cannon was open in their second ban, or their second pick option on the red side, so I figured it can be a trap for a lot of teams where they think so much power is up on the table, they just grab every powerful champion, every champion that's high up in priority in the meta, and just see if you can mix and mash them into a team comp. Perhaps they took a bit of too much of power on the table. Cannon's like Awaken's favorite champion, but you can't really bully the GP like you tend to bully matchups as Cannon. And as Karma, you can do whatever you want. You can build Iceborne Gauntlet. Didn't he do that against you guys in week 1 or week 2?
yeah.
You had Iceborne Gauntlet Karma into your GP top, and GP was just having an awful time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have just done that this game, and you could have taken a different support for the bottom lane. Not a big deal.
I also do think that maybe not banning the Talia was a bit too much respect. Maybe, I don't know. Not even respect.
Sever comes down. Karma's going down here. Kindred's up late, even though she tries to save the one for Karma. It's not going to work. Flash away as well, but Aatrox might be able to catch up with the extended ult. It looks like they're just going to kill Silas actually. GPR comes out and Bromwich cancels the Q, but he's still going to die. Catches up here now, arcs forward, might be able to get a return like that, but just dies to Leon.
Aatrox getting the revive off, no
Nasty.
one goes down. It's a 4 for 0.
And GP's just solo pushing in the box.
Flash off from the cannon coming out. Sever walks back into him. The shutdown's going to come here, but I don't think it matters.
I think that's game.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like a bit of a Hail Mary, or what people do on the Karthus, bit of a rage ultimate, getting 1 kill, but not what you want to see. Yeah, well, that's nice. Yeah, all in all, just a bit of a questionable draft overall from Royal Reapers, and throughout the early game it wasn't that big of a problem. Maybe the bans were a bit disrespectful. They banned out the Yuumi. I know no one likes playing against Aatrox Yuumi. Perhaps banning the Aatrox instead of the Yuumi is a better option, since the Aatrox was the problem this game. I feel for the side of Royal Reapers.
Jungle.
That's
I really
fair.
don't understand the intent coming from the side of Royal Reapers. Like, they knew it, picked Aatrox and picked Silas into it, then put it into the losing matchup. Don't know, I just wasn't too smart to be honest, because you've seen the OP.GG, hopefully, of the enemy jungler. You know, like the Talia's not going to be going mid, and still place the Silas into the losing matchup mid lane.
Well, you're gonna have to say that was 80 carry difference, considering Karma dealt more damage than the Kai'Sa. And big words coming in from OG Paulson in the chat. Honestly think Fuzzy is the second best team in the league. Well,
I wonder who he thinks is best.
well, considering Royal Reapers must be the #1 team, that puts CBA at 3rd. Thoughts, Dean?
Yeah, Dean, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, that just proves I've lost my mind today.
Royal Reapers bet CBA, so I think that's a fair statement to make.
That's all jokes, but on the contrary here, some unlucky damage numbers for the side of Royal Reapers. Kindred feeling like he was a bit 1v9 this game and didn't manage to pull out the win. Gangplank actually dealing less damage than Braum, being more dead weight than... I don't have an analogy, but he's dead weight.
I mean, like, he did what he did, like all these assists, sat in the side lane and pressed R when he needed to. Like, if your team can just win fights with only GPR, then there's no reason for you to be there.
True. I mean, perhaps in the lane I would expect him to use a bit more Qs on the cannon to keep him at bay. You can just trade really freely. I think it was very obvious where Kindred was for most of the game, constantly ganking mid and top. But either way, he pulled out the win. Doesn't matter if he deals 5k damage, 50k damage, or no damage at all. He got the W this time.
Yeah, win's a win.
If CBA win their next game, 3-win gap.
3-win gap.
Oh, my mistake. 2-win because Igni won today as well. So, but that drops Royal Reapers back into 3rd, I believe.
Royal Reapers back into 3rd. Well, playoff spot is a playoff spot. Not gonna.
That is true.
Be difficult about that one. Any closing thoughts on this one?
Just a very poor draft from Royal Reapers, I guess. No real tank there.
Aren't you just so grateful that you have such a head coach as talented as me?
You're not head coach.
What are you talking about?
You're head coach in PogChimp.
No, I'm Tina, owner of PogChimp.
Alright, well.
Gino says we had no real tank as well. I mean, Braum is a pretty fat tank.
I guess it's not like a real tank though.
Well, it's better than a Karma
Yeah, I think
Definitely
you
in
with
your
it.
face.
Indeed, better than the Karma. And despite some misexecution from both teams, like in the larger 4-for-2 fight that Royal Reapers won throughout the middle of the game, just a more solid macro play from the side of Fuzzy. I think they definitely put a lot of allowed the Sivir to get quite a lot of resources.
Definitely, like, first, 4 minutes, it was looking really good for Royal Reapers. You know, you've got a 3-kill Kindred, she's obviously got 2 marks. Coming back, with a red smiting Caulfield's, but just somehow lost this, probably because of the Cloud Drake throw.
A Cloud Drake.
It seems today there's been a lot of misplays over Drakes, wouldn't you say, Tom?
Well, I mean, when it's an Infernal Drake or a Mountain Drake, I tend to put a little bit more value
Yeah,
on it.
completely understand that, but see when you're giving up Baron to Smite Steal an Ocean Drake, it's not something I'm too interested in.
Nope. That's not really a worthy trade.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go over to the not very commercial breaks. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Stick around, and we'll be right back. Njord against PogChimp. Welcome back. How are you, Rido?
Not too bad. You know, I'm looking to see some high quality League of Legends from both sides today.
Well, I think on the rankings, Vanguard's like 3rd or 4th. And, well, I don't know where PogChimp is, but can't be that high. That's just the honest truth. I have nothing else to say. It's what it is.
You know, unfortunately for the side of PogChimp, they'll be losing bans, isn't that right?
They will be losing their full first rotation of bans due to using an emergency substitution.
First rotation bans, and last week they won their game because the enemy team lost all first rotation bans. So, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to go well for the side of PogChimp.
Well, we'll be looking to see how that actually works out. I think there's a substitution in the mid lane for Vanguard Njord. I don't think we streamed them last week, but I don't remember the mid laner's name. Maybe I'm wrong. A lot of Dutch people supporting Vanguard Njord in the chat, reading all the messages in Dutch. A lot of fans. Big fan club.
Yeah, why don't you ban Dutch people? SK1 does it.
Well, I'm still there. What do you mean?
No, like English only, please.
I mean, it's the Twitch chat. Let people be.
You're Dutch, aren't you?
I am indeed. Very unfortunately.
Alright, so translate that.
Which exact message?
Do all the Dutch ones.
I mean, hell no.
Yeah, right. Alright, so why are you Tom of Finland then if you're from Dutch?
Well, Google
Dutch,
Tom of Finland and
Netherlands.
you'll find out.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Sounds like a personal problem, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, Aurelia ban coming out. Followed by an Aatrox ban.
Well, wonder what PogChimp are going to ban here. Can you guess nothing?
Yep. So these should all be topside bans because Art can only play Vladimir.
Well, if Vanguard does not ban Vladimir, and if they don't ban
There's
it, and
absolutely no way that happens,
and
alright?
if they don't ban it, they can first pick it.
If they don't ban it, it's most likely going to be a first pick.
If they don't first pick it, I think they need a new head coach.
They might need a head coach period, you don't know. Alright, okay, I'm going to be... Right. Either they first pick it here, or they have like some smashing like counter pick to Vladimir, which doesn't exist. They have unreleased champions that counters Vladimir.
There are a few champions which do better than average. They don't do great, and I think RT's trained into dealing with all of them. But oh man,
I'll be interested to see how the situation pans out.
Can I get a drum roll? If this is if it's not
on my top. Hold on.
Well,
Did they just commit like cardinal sin 1 in Amateur League against Artemis?
I think I'm gonna put my feet up on the desk. I'm gonna grab a nice drink.
Looking Artemis.
And I'm gonna go and enjoy a nice win for the side of PogChimp. They've done it again.
How does that happen?
See, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm done.
What?
I'm done. If you're the head coach of Vanguard and you realize that the side of PogChimp has no first 3 bans, see, I'd love to be proven wrong here. I really want to be proven wrong here. Give him like the biggest annoying Vladimir counter, like Malzahar or something, or Cho'Gath. We gave the man, the head coach of Vanguard Njord, one job and one job only, and it's to make
tell
sure
your top
RT
player to click on Vladimir and press ban. Like,
pretty much.
sure they can pull out all these cool and cute strategies like Siva Yumi, but you just gave Vladimir Artie.
I remember what happened to a specific Sivir last week when RT was on Vlad.
So do I.
Yeah, or actually, no, it was an Ashe. Well, that's not.
Oh,
gonna
yeah, it
change
was
much. It's not going to change much, and we're going to be seeing Jack's jungle most likely here.
Oh, not again.
Oh, we saw that
Hopefully there's
last week
something
from
different
Nox.
from that. Yeah, we saw it
Well-
twice from Nox.
Yeah, well, this is not the Nox.
Fortunately,
that
that guy's off the team now, so we won't have to see that again. But it looks like PogChimp's just bringing it back with the Jack's jungle.
It was very unfortunate to see that the coach of Nox say in the lobby before the game started, "Could you guys please ban Jax?"
Wait, right. See if you want to consider something, alright? So Piney's Pineapple. Alright, he was a PogChimp player. You know, he's now on Nox. Okay.
Yep.
PogChimp just locked in Jack's jungle. Alright. He might be on PogChimp.
I think the Discord is shitting itself. Well, Discord's just shut itself.
Well, you're getting that as well.
Hello, yeah. We're back.
Hello.
Well, your original point before Discord decided to pull a Neo West on us, what was it?
Old Nox jungler's on PogChimp. They swapped junglers and he's back again with the Jack's jungle.
No. There's just no way. Well, if that's the case, then I know what I'm in for this game with the Jax.
I hope there's no way. I just somehow hope there's no way.
He's going to set himself up for the best 3 buff start on Jax, getting like level 6 at 5.5 minutes. Instead of actually completing his 3 buff start, full clearing the entire jungle, he's going to run into mid lane, flash and die.
Alright, what do you think we're going to see from Pushka this game?
I'm expecting Ezreal. Or Caitlyn. Caitlyn's actually a real option. He's been playing more Caitlyn recently. Picking the support's fine. I mean,
we do know Emil's a big Thresh player. But
yes, he's a big Thresh player, but he's going to be hooking a spell shield Sivir.
Yeah, and if he goes, and Yumi's not going to be outside of Sivir, so
that's perhaps a bit of a waste. I would like you know, for both roles, both your AD carry and support, you know what you're going to be picking into, which is the Sivir Yumi lane.
Yeah.
This is a bit of. Well, I'm going to take a comment from the chat. Noah, calling that a D5 int to pick Thresh into that. We're going to be seeing if it's worth it or not. I would have liked to see a bit of an enchanter myself for the side there. But if it's going to be Lucian for Pushka, that's going to be interesting. But most likely the Ezreal or the Caitlyn, I assume.
There's no way.
I hope to see him play Caitlyn.
Pushka just pull out like a Callista or a Vayne, something like that.
No. He needs to play Caitlyn. I know he's good at Caitlyn.
I don't want to see this. No way.
The most infamous kill lane in all of League of Legends.
No way
Thresh
to
Lucian,
Pushka on Lucian.
going into the hands of Push, Kintio, and Emil.
There's no way they've done this, right?
That's like giving Yasuo to Paka. Or giving Malzahar to Wheatfish.
No, that's some good stuff right there. Wheatfish on mouse.
What it comes down to is the side of Vanguard Njord have a Sivir and a Kassadin. And a Yumi to go in the Kassadin and just keep him alive. And, oh man, I mean, they have a Jax and the Vladimir to sort of match the late game. Akali mid to late's very good too. But why don't you just pick a bot lane that loses gracefully and scales up to late?
Yeah. Instead of putting Pushka on Lucian.
Well, another...
Right, this might be a statement here. Pushka's ready to like cement himself as the best Gold 1 ADC in EQ League, okay? And I'm right behind him. I'm right behind him.
Well, I'm going to be taking a nice comment from the chat from our good bald man Dazzler saying, PogChimp saw Vanguard int draft and said, watch this, we can do better. Couldn't be summed up any better.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm going to throw something towards you, okay?
Alright, throw.
Alright, so did PogChimp win 2 games last week?
I believe they did.
Alright, okay, so Pushka was on 2 of them, okay?
Yep.
How many games has Noah won on ADC? 0. That's all I'm going to say, okay?
Well, that's actually completely factual, 100% true, accurate, and right on the money.
Yep. All I use is statistics and facts, and, you know, I'm just going to point out some things. Unbiased. and see how people take them.
RT brain turned off after the Vlad lock, and well, that's pretty accurate. Got a Vlad, rest of the draft, just scroll down
I mean,
and see what you
if
land
Artie's
on.
in your drafts, and I think you're going in with brain off anyway.
I don't know. Vladimir's just fine. Vladimir's just fine. And after that, it's just like, guys, could you like scroll up and down at some point? You stop and click whichever champion you landed on, click lock in, and we'll go from there. I got Vlad.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Just want to see how this works out with the casting lane.
All in all,
Vlad into
whether the Lucian Thresh works out, which I mean, objectively, it's probably not going to work out against Sivir Yumi, but I'd love to be proven wrong. They do have a Vlad, which is going to do really well. Kassadin is decent into the Vlad. As a Vlad, you're probably not going to kill him at all. And Kassadin does scale really hard as well. But there's a Jax in the jungle, which we're going to have to see if he can actually get some good ganks off, make some map movement. This Karma in the top lane against Akali, I can't imagine that's a good time for Akali.
What we have to keep track of is the lack of disables from the side of Vanguard.
Yeah, they have very little CC. There's only really some
there is
soft
a bit of
CC.
I guess, but the only like full stun is the fear from Hecarim and the E from Hecarim, which I don't think is going to work out well onto the Vladimir.
It's not enough. I mean, there's just a very soft CC on Yumi, and I mean, Yumi does have the ultimate, it's AoE, but it takes a long time before it actually comes into effect. You need 3 of those charges to hit before anyone's rooted. Kassadin's not bringing anything to the table. Sivir's not bringing anything into the table. Hecarim has some tools to work with, and Karma's just obnoxious. They don't really have a nice, big AoE piece of CC to lock multiple people down rather than just trying to throw everything at the Vladimir. Well, like Jax and Akali run rampant.
Yeah. So with the side of PogChimp, a lot like the members are very mobile. What the comp of Vanguard want to accomplish is most likely put Yumi into Hecarim, you pop Sivir out, and you try catch up someone out with the Yumi with the movement speed from Hecarim. I'm not sure how well it's going to work here, but if they manage to get a key member with that, they can probably like force a fight after the initial engagement.
Yeah, when it's a key, like if it's a key member, whether it's like the Jax or the Vladimir or maybe even the Lucian, depending on if he gets rolling, that's a very good start. The side of Vanguard is less ultimate reliant than the side of PogChimp by far. This Karma doesn't really need the ultimate, like it will come back up during team fights multiple times. The Kassadin ultimate doesn't have a cooldown, I heard. Sivir ulti is not necessary to like after that initial pick to get things going, and neither is Yumi. You can chase the people down regardless with the Yumi Q. So throwing a lot of stuff at one person to get that pick and then establish control might not even be a bad idea for the side of Vanguard. Whereas if PogChimp rolls up without a Vladimir ulti or without an Akali ultimate, they're not doing that much.
Yeah, I'd agree. The tools necessary for the side of Vanguard to make a initial pick, they really don't lose that much from it. They might have to use Yumi ult, Karma ult, but that's all really. Going to have Hecarim ult, which is a large and like full-on team fight engage, and they can also keep Sivir ult because you'll have enough movement speed coming out. So they're not going to have to like throw away much just for like to start a good fight.
Absolutely, come in. It'll be interesting to see where junglers try and put a bit of early game attention. There's Karma's just going to be farming the Kleptomancy up in the top lane regardless of what Akali tries to do. They're going to be shoved in for majority of the entire lane phase.
I believe a lot of this will come down to mid pressure because on the side of Vanguard you're expecting like enemy bot lane to just lose himself, and you don't really need to be there. What really matters is how far behind you can get Artie on this lad, and how far like what early leads you can find for your casting so we can get to like that level 11, even level 16.
Well, I mean, the further it gets, the nastier it's going to become, of course. And interesting to see if the Thresh Lucian can actually keep Sivir Yumi at bay.
You know, this Thresh has taken a fair bit of damage already, and bot lane's lost a grand total of 0 HP. Of course, I'm waiting for that, that Lucian level 2, but you know, the HP's, the flay goes down, the Sivir doesn't have shield left, the hook misses, the exhaust comes down onto Lucian, and that's a summoner spell, but an unfortunate hook from Emil missing the Sivir.
I mean, yeah, even if the hook lands, I don't think necessarily he dies. There's too many tools. There's the heal and the exhaust. Interesting to see the Yuumi go for the ignite anyway, perhaps signaling that that pick style through the minigame will be coming into effect more. Definitely more typical to see either barrier and then heal and exhaust on the Yuumi, or teleport and heal and exhaust on the Yuumi. We're going for more lane oriented summoner spells here. Maybe
I do prefer like, you know, the TPs with the Yuumi. You know, you can basically that 2-person TP.
yeah.
Especially with Sivir, you know, you push in like quickly with the Qs, Ws, and you go back, get a good base off, you can TP back, like keeping up that pressure.
Yeah, either it's a bit of an in-between.
This is a guy coming into the mid lane. I'm not sure. Flash comes out. This is a possible dive. The Q comes down, the ignite comes down. That's first blood 40.
And he lives because he used the W on the tower shot.
Because of the pool.
Well, very smart to hold on to that Q, or didn't even need to flash.
Actually, cancels the dash from Yuumi, but Heck comes down here, pops the E. He might time out, but actually gets onto Lucian. The damage comes down. He might have to flash away, but the knight comes down from the Hecarim. He's going to die here most likely. Jax goes in, stuns Hecarim, but it might not be enough damage. Yuumi drops back into him, and Jax has to go out. Thresh is going to die here.
Thresh hooking a minion and then dying. Pushka flashing away a bit too late. Could have just flashed the Hecarim or Hecarim E and created a much more distance. Yeah, a bit of a Pepega from the PogChimp bot lane.
There was some actually decent play from the side of PogChimp there. Like the start off, good hook onto Yuumi, cancelled the dash with the flay, which due to the recent change doesn't let Yuumi actually get into their target, and just the unfortunate time from the Hecarim being down there.
Unfortunate timing indeed, but it does spell, well, not necessarily the end of the game for the Lucian, but when Lucian is not ahead, he's not that great, like when he's even, but when he's behind, he's even worse. So it might spell a lot of trouble for the PogChimp side here. I would have just liked to have him like against a Sivir Yuumi, which is not going to be that dominant necessarily in a 2v2 perspective all-inning.
Jax is trolling.
He's got no flash, so he might have been overstepped a bit.
This is just your solo queue jungler. Like this is the things I do. Like both lanes just don't have prio, and you queue into Scotland tie.
Well, unfortunately, a bit too quick of a kill there. No assist on the Kassadin. But I don't think it's necessarily a solo queue jungler. It might just be the Nox jungler on Jax.
Yeah, definitely is looking like, isn't it?
Absolutely. But for the bot lane, like the Yuumi Sivir isn't all that in the 2v2 all in. Could have just picked something with a bit more utility. Maybe the Ashe, maybe something like a Varus, which brings more to the table, even if you're behind just through the sheer utility of the champion. Lucian's just going to be given a bit of a tickle if he's behind.
Yeah, not even that, to be honest. You're not even going to notice there. It looks like Karma's probably into like a bit of AP instead of going for the Frozen Gauntlet first item, which we see a lot.
We see it a lot, but it's against an Akali. Akali has hybrid damage, but wouldn't really opt into Iceborne Gauntlet against her specifically. Lucian's already behind, so don't really need an Iceborne. It's Vlad mid. Just keeping like your Kassadin alive by applying the what was it called? Amplified heals from the Chalice might be nice. Also gets a lot of mana regen for the lane. Artemis going for a bit of a cooldown reduction this time. That might be dead Lucian.
Lucian going really low here. She's getting punished in this lane continuously.
I'd like to have seen Sivir just flash past the hook and just like auto attack W, reset auto. You could just kill them, deny the entire wave, and just punish him for good.
It's just like confidence to go for these plays. I guess right now it's not needed because they're just going to win lane slowly, but that was right there. It's just going to be like lane over for Lucian. Right now I'd say it's near enough done, but that was it. It's shutting the door and locking it.
Whether you kill him there or not, I mean, all you're missing from this as the Sivir is just 300 gold. You're getting a lot from the plates anyway, and Lucian is missing all this XP anyway. Thresh hasn't walked back to throw the lantern. He's just throwing it under himself to shield him from a bit of poke. Lucian's gonna.
Admittedly, it's just it's just the different, the same ends.
That's the second back for Lucian already. He's got a Vamp Scepter, which signals he's going for Borg first item instead of something like an Essence Reaver.
Looks like Heckmatch might cut it out here. Has to R away, but Siver's in the front lines. There's no one else can get onto her though. Cast on the backside. Don't think he's going to get anything here. And they just disengage with, you know, they got the Heck come out. 2-minute cooldown. Nothing to complain about.
Considering they're behind like 2k gold and an extended skirmish there would have been bad for him. Seems like a fine trade.
But they might be going to R here. He has a pull, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The R pops onto 2 people. He might get the heal up, but he flashes away and he's safe. Exhaust from Yumi comes down.
But no ignite.
Yeah, for the trade of a flash.
I mean, good trade. I would have liked to seen the ignite come out instead. The exhaust didn't actually do anything there. The exhaust was timed out by the time the ultimate popped. That could have reduced the healing significantly.
Just a level 5 here might be able to get a kill on Heckroom, but I don't know he's going to go down here.
Unfortunately, Jax doesn't have a smite like Smite the
This is
Ripper.
Nox jungler. This is Nox jungler. There's no way he isn't.
He is most certainly going down that path.
His pass was destined from the second he looked in Jack's jungle. I don't see why everyone sees me as pick, to be honest. It's so blind.
It's so good. It's so good in solo queue.
Yeah, but that's not solo queue, is it? You know, you've got coordinated team play. You're on mic and you can shut people down easily.
Not everyone's as accustomed to that as maybe you or I am, but if you're coming more just from a straight solo queue environment, and your perspective on the game is, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. The game's gonna go 40 minutes if I wanted to. I'll have 6 items and I'll bop everyone on the head with my staff.
I mean, EQ does seem a lot like solo queue, to be honest. You know, these 40-minute games, no one's closing out. Everyone's just continuously throwing. And then one team wins in the end, and you're like, that wasn't any fun. Lucian's close to CS difference, but it's really not much. They really, that's an good, you know, it was a good hook and concept. You can catch a few people out with that, but you know, good reactions by Siver.
Yeah, good hook by Thresh. I can't. You didn't do anything wrong there. Just unlucky champion select to pick the Thresh into this, where you know you're not going to do anything, and he's not left the lane either. He, would have liked him. Considering they picked Thresh first, I was either banking on getting that Ezreal for a very safe lane so Thresh can leave and roam, or picking just the utility. But you can't really leave the Lucian alone 1v2 here as Thresh and go on a nice adventure to change the map, because you can't really do anything in the lane, so maybe a bit of a wasted pick.
Was Gally dead here? No.
Doesn't look like it. I mean, he still has his ultimate. He can actually kill the Karma, perhaps.
Don't think he's going to finish a kill here, but you know, a wee bit of damage. The hook hits another minion. There might be a dive coming out in the bot lane here.
There's most likely a dive coming out, actually. Thrasher's already very low in the...
Goes in, pretty flash, good flash, but it's followed by the Heck come out, and Lucian's dead on the tower. To the Yumi out.
Yumi just manages to tank up the last hit, being left with like 50 health, but more than enough in hindsight.
Yeah. Here comes Jack. He's here to make a difference. He's going in. He pops his now. Oh, he flashes forward, but he's not going to. He kills Heckmaster, shot that right there. He done it. TP from Akali. She comes in, does have the R, but she might be able to get the turn at the Gunblade comes out.
That seems like it's a waste. If he had the ultimate,
and he's dead because Yumi's broken.
You didn't actually have to use the ultimate on the Karma for earlier in the top lane. If you had saved that, this was a free double. So maybe a bit of a
shame how those kind of things happen.
Hindsight 2020, but this Sivir is 3-0-3. This Hecarim is 4-1-1, has Warrior and a Sheen. Kassadin steadily going on to double scaling items that just got solo killed by RT, but I mean, the Kassadin clock is ticking. If you let him
not
get
worried
there.
though, because Nox jungler Jax picked up a 800 kill bounty for himself.
Yeah, not worried about
and
that
that
one.
Skyrocked himself into a blue smite blood razor.
Skyrocketing himself into that, and Vanguard skyrocketing themselves into a 4k gold lead. Despite the mishap in the mid lane, the bot lane is going exceptionally well. Top lane is a nice 20 CS lead, 2 assists as well. Jungle is what it is. not going to say much about that jungle matchup. I think Noxus jungler has suffered enough last week in those games.
And he's back again to lose on Jax.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just 2 losses, he's going for 3, 4, maybe even 5. No, he's not just stopping here.
He's going for the quintuple loss streak, trying to set records in the EQ League, can only respect it.
You know, he's got good tenacity at least. Jax here, pops E, but Trevor has Hearty, gets snared, but that's not going to be much else. Both ults from the side.
That's actually the first good gank, I think.
Yeah, in the past 4 games. In his past 3 games of Jax Young, that's his first good gank.
Well,
you know, he got something out. It might.
Let's not kid ourselves. It is not actually the Nox jungler here.
Yeah, no.
In 13 minutes, he did good at the end. At the end of the day, he got something off. But considering what's going on in the top lane here, that's not really. That's a bit of a jungle difference right there, dropping the Herald there.
Yeah, that's what I'd be saying.
And it seems there's coming an abyssal mask on the Karma in a little while.
Here comes Jax again. Pops his E, and Hecarim just ults away. Thresh dies in the bot lane, and Jax might get a kill here.
Nope.
Yeah, he gets a kill.
He does.
Artie's here as well. He pops out onto the Karma, but she runs away with the E, kiting away. Akali manages to land it out, goes back in with the E. Press Q, and Karma. Alright, PogChimp shown?
No. Well, sort of. Okay. Akali needed to walk out of the Shroud to get the passive auto. He could have walked the way Karma was gonna go. Decided not to. Does get the kill in the end. That's all good. Actually, it's a run of ages on Karma. Where is your abyssal mask? I'm sad.
No, looks like it's just going to be a trade up here on the top one.
That's double buff onto the Kassadin. Nice 300 gold. Another minion wave as well, and getting very close at level 11 breakpoint, where he will become very, very scary.
Yes.
There is a
3/4 of the way there. Next wave is going to get it, and
it's
another problem that PogChimp will have to worry about.
I'm having a really hard time getting over this Rod of Ages on the Karma. Why? You're playing against 2 massive AP threats. You have a Kassadin, which would be cool if he dealt 15% extra magic damage. But no, it's going to be the Rod of Ages, no Abyssal Mask coming out this game, unfortunately. Just working on the Triforce for Hecarim. Somewhere in the next, hopefully, 7 to 8 minutes, there's going to be an Archangel staff for Kassadin.
Yeah.
Somewhere around.
Bots comes down, the Karma walks into it, the Flay comes back as well. Will they give us the. No, Jax will just come along and take it.
Well, almost a successful play for Pushka, but not quite, unfortunately. They're not really giving him what he needs as well to succeed, I must say. Jax is always really late, like even giving more kills to the Sivir when it's unnecessary. Akali was given kills to the Sivir. He's not really been set up to succeed by his team.
Actually, PogChimp might get an Inferno here. Very good hook by the Thresh. Jax jumps in as well, just to eat, but Hecarim comes out. Pushka's dead. Pushka actually flashes away. Good up flash. And from the backside, Artie comes in onto the bot lane. It's going to be a huge shutdown here for the Kali. 850 gold. Yumi's dead as well. TP's coming in from Karma. But I think they're just going to pick up Kali up. Actually, Kali is in, flash away as well. That's a very good fight from PogChimp.
That was a very nice mechanical play.
Casson doesn't have level 11 yet, actually, so it's going to be a bit difficult for him to get in here. He's going to finish his kill onto the Thresh, and he gets level 11 now. I think everyone's just going to disengage, but it was very good from PogChimp.
It was way better than what should have happened for like the 7k gold deficit they had.
They got Inferno and many a shutdown. So that was such a good outcome for them.
Infernal Dragon is very important for them. I mean, they have 4 damage dealers on their team. Definitely getting a lot of worth out of that one. And perhaps it's a tiny bit of like a power trough for the side of Vanguard here, waiting for 2 Rod of Ages to be stacked up in a Kassadin, which is 850 gold in. What does a tier even do? It doesn't really give him much. But perhaps Nox Jungler back at it once again with the Renegade
Nox
Master.
Jungler's had enough. He's learned to tie again. But he gets a lantern from a meal.
Nox Jungler is having a really good time here.
So it looks like they're just going to 4-man and force down this tower. Artie's not been able to back since the last fight. So all that gold they might got from a shutdown, he just hasn't used it yet. with tier. How much is he on? Alright, he just bought that. Alright, okay, it's 440 out of 750. Just on normal tier. Probably get Archangel soon. I'm with the level 11. I'm gonna be really like strong and let a side lane.
So, what do you think necessarily needs to happen for like Vanguard to make sure their Kassadin gets in a position that to like 1v9 this game? Because I think he can. There's not that much hard CC from the side of PogChimp either.
You know, there's like quite a bit of CC, but it's very easily dodgeable. You know, got your Jacks jumping on you, you're our way. You're not going to get hit by Thresh. This actually might be a good fight for the side of PogChimp. It all comes down from Artie onto 2 members, but all it's going to be. Vanguard might be looking for a re-engage here with the Sivir out. Casting goes onto Thresh, the culling comes out from the Lucian, but it's not going to do much damage. Thresh goes onto Lucian, he's probably going to kill him here. Ours onto Thresh and Jax, and all members are dead.
This is a very good way to get your Kassadin into a 1v9 stage. Just kill everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, P, why do you think this is Nox jungler?
Does anyone know why Nox and PogChimp? Well, Aiden, I'm sorry to have to inform you that you got indeed bamboozled by the one and only Rido.
Yep, you've been unfortunately beamed by me. I mean, they do look similar, to be honest. As I was watching like all these games, I think it's the same guy. Admittedly, Jax has had a fair few good flashes, unlike the last one we saw, but you know, there's similar people like that, I think.
Maybe it's not Nox Jax. We should investigate further. Let's see if Jax is. Yeah, it's Nox Jax. He's not giving the rep buff to the level 9 Lucian.
I mean, are you really going to do that? Are you going to give it to Push because Lucian? He's got full faith in his ability. He's got full faith in his ability.
I mean, he's very far ahead of the curve. He's currently got 104 CS at 20 minutes, so he's 15 CS per minute currently. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean 15. I meant 5. So definitely getting close to P.A.K.A numbers.
You know, he's nearly there. He's nearly there.
He just needs to, not farm the side lane for a couple more minutes, and he'll be right there where he wants to be.
Right where he wants, and has 4 CS domain. Alright, so we see the proto belt here first from Artemis instead of what did he go last time?
He went for
Medjai's at death cap.
Medjai's death cap.
But, he's got the proto belt, got a wee bit of cooldown reduction, extra mobility.
Actually, he's got all the cooldown reduction he needs. You take 10% scaling from your stats, rune stats, and you take.
Yeah, I think Push was dead again.
Well, this is definitely surprising.
Oh, but Jax is here. He's had enough. Good took by Thresh into the cage. He's probably just going to solo kill him. Actually, no. Yumi comes out. Jax, he comes down, stuns Caston as well. He's rooted to the Yumi, but I think he's just going to kill Caston as well.
He's definitely not going to take that lantern.
Yumi's broken.
Thresh throwing out the lantern, hey, get back out here, buddy. And Jax was having none of it. Nox jungler being very, very stubborn. He says, I can do this. I'm strong, independent.
You know, he did do a bit of clubbing right there. Just cracked open some skulls of Caston. Hit him as well. But Yumi with like 400 heals and a 0 second cooldown. Guess it doesn't matter. Alright, so imagine this, okay? Alright. You're the Thresh on the side of PogChimp. What are you looking to do to come back into this game?
Sorry, if I'm PogChimp, what am I doing to get back in this game?
Yeah, you're PogChimp Thresh, okay? What are you doing to get back into this game? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a chrono shift to put me 25 minutes back in time to pick a different champion. Admittedly, I think he's been executing on the Thresh very well. There's been a couple key lanterns. He's had a good amount of hooks that have landed, and definitely in team fights making a bit of a difference there. Lane phase wasn't all that, but I mean, you can't have everything. What are you doing as PogChimp? Well, I think you need a turtle.
Wait, Jax is probably. Alright, okay. I thought Silver was just going to die to Jax here. Jax looks like he's not giving up though. He's had this target in sight. Oh wait, he's going to die to casting. Nice hook by Thresh, actually got on the casting. Yumi's out of casting right now. Goes back in. Pushka's nearly dead. Akali's like flipping over every single wall in existence. Casting might die here actually. No, never mind. Lucian Cullen has like 0 damage.
Yeah, the Kali interactions there are pretty funny. I'm pretty much going like full Mirror's Edge, jumping all over the map. But the inhibitor turret is down. This Sivir can just walk in for free, and Vladimir ulti is up, but I don't think he's going to 1v4.
He's got Rabadons, he's got Protobelt, you know, he's got like a good 500 AP here, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough against these 4 members of Vanguard.
I mean, the key here really is turtling. Because Vladimir has a lot of power to gain. The Lucian, I mean, from this point, like, if you stack it up at the end of the game, when you have a 6-item Sivir and a 6-item Lucian, if it gets there, yeah, Sivir is going to deal more AoE damage, but the Lucian is going to be a lot more scary than he is right now. And right now, I mean, there was Zeke's Convergence purchased by Thresh. I'm going to scoot over and see if he's used it on anyone yet. I think it's used on Jax, if I'm seeing correctly. Or is it on...
It's on Artemis.
It's on Vladimir, actually, so he's not getting any profit from that auto attack.
Oh, that isn't what you want to see.
Actually, I think he's just used it on someone else. Or not? No.
But if it's not going to give it to Lucian, just give it to Jax at least.
Exactly, I was thinking he would give it to Jax, and you get the whole slow raid and everything. But
you know, don't put it on, you know, an AP caster.
There's currently the 2 scaling mana items completed, uncasted, and fully stacked, fully ready to go. I'm still thinking about the question: how do you like get back into this game, or like how do you? I don't think there's much of a way. There is a lot of scaling, regardless. They have a Jax who has a lot of power to gain. There's a Vladimir who's going to get a lot scarier. But there's going to be like a Hecarim, which you can't really kill. There's going to be a Spirit Visage Karma with an Athene's as well, who's just like unable to die.
Like there has been a lot of powerful items. Purchase, you know, you've got your Triforce on your Jax, Rabadons and your Protobelt on the Vlad. So they're not really lacking damage per se, but there's just a lot of like anti-damage from the side of Karma and Yuumi.
Well, according
However,
to... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sticking to my guns, okay? Artie's got Vlad, Artie won't lose.
Exactly, as Sojin just mentioned in the chat, it is the Nox Jungler and Artie combo. They literally cannot lose, even if the Nexus goes down. That's not a loss. That's just a minor. That's a minor inconvenience for the time being.
Yeah. Actually, this might be quite. Alright, no, you don't give me off.
He did not.
Jax just had you killing like everyone, but Yumi's broken, so it doesn't matter. That's like a K shield. Use behind, actually. Don't think Kali's going to do much here.
He's not going to kill his Karma.
Oh, he does actually a lot of damage to casting. Managed to kill him, but he does have W up. He's getting hit by all these minions. Additionally with the slows and its root from Karma, he's going to take a lot of damage. It goes down to Yuumi.
22 stacks on the Medjais for Yuumi, and it's going to become a very nasty affair when this champion adds on like a redemption or something. When the one member that like PogChimp wants to go for, this Jax wants to go for, just gets kept alive for so long, it becomes a really tedious business. You know, as we see Pushka going for the Essence Reaver second, going for more of a scaling Lucian build, more crit rather than the Black Cleaver. Would have been nice if he built a Black Cleaver, might get some use out of him being in the game.
Yeah.
So he
maybe
shreds
like,
the people for Jax.
Yeah.
There's not too much armor on the side of. Actually, there's not a single armor item built.
I mean, you know, even still, with how useless Lucian is right now, just shed a bit of base armor and hopefully your Jax is going to do something.
Perhaps, yeah. Just put it all on the utility, maybe buy a redemption as well.
Still like kind of baffled why he decided to go Lucian this game. Just a whole button in general. You know, You know, I was joking about what's he like, a Callista or a Vayne from Pushka, he just looks in Lucian.
even higher on the skills. Well, we were talking about how mobile of a comp we have from the side of PogChimp, but seeing this Kassadin Rift walk across the map with a Yuumi on him is also quite mobile and quite scary. Just unfortunate that there's so much CS in the side lanes going to waste. Karma has 5 CS per minute, Kassadin has 5 CS per minute, Lucian 5 CS per minute, Akali's 5 CS per minute. Like, no one's really farming the side waves and getting a noticeable advantage over their opponents, but at the same time...
How much CS do you think Pac would have this time in the game?
About 3. Depends if he's playing Mundo against Ornn. If it's a Mundo against Ornn, he wouldn't have gone to lane by now.
No, see if he's playing his iconic Kennen. I'm going to say a good 70 or something like that.
Actually, looking at the chat,
Akali goes in, but not going to be much out of it. Artie lands his ult on 3 members, but it just disengaged with the Sivir ult. Hecarim's in the back line, gets a good fear off. Artie's not going to do much. Jax goes in, he manages to kill Sivir actually. Yuumi goes down as well, that's a built-in dead. Jax doesn't get the return onto Hecarim. That was still a very good fight for the side of PogChimp.
It was a very good. Yeah, I mean it's 2 for 1, and the one thing that's worrying me, not a tiny bit, but actually it's quite a large bit, is the small amount of base that's been broken on the side of PogChimp. They still have an inhibitor turret up. The other one's been broken, but the inhibs aren't down. Like, they're in a good shape to like just keep taking these fights right here and keep shredding through. Jax is gonna have a Spear of Sojin soon, which is a huge power spike for him. RT is working towards like a Zonia, so he can like stay in the fight a little longer and pair up with the Jax again. And Akali is just getting that Zonius as well, so the fights can be a lot more disruptive when you have this 2.5 second stasis during the middle of it. And actually, good comment from the chat. I heard Ornn mid is good. Well, I think Ornn AD carry for Pushka would have been good here too to upgrade the items for Jax. Oh, and I should stop saying that. All in all, this Kassadin is getting a bit more scary, but he's only level 14. He's not really picking up the side lane. He's not side laning whatsoever. He has that teleport up. If he could just hop into the side lane, I think he can survive against Akali.
Yeah, Hecarim's he's got the second most CS on his team, and he's the highest level compared to both side lanes. Amelie Karma isn't this like heavy, side lane pressure, but you shouldn't be sitting with 138 CS and then Aston just refuses to go to a side lane.
It's not necessarily about pressuring a side lane for either side. I mean, you have 2 TPs on the side of Vanguard as opposed to 1 TP on the side of PogChimp. You forced the Vladimir to go to a side lane the furthest away from the objective you want, blah 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 blah, same old thing. And you just sit there and wave clear. Like, Kassadin can wave clear against the Akali fine, they're both melee. Karma can go against the Vlad, just sit there, wave clear. And RT's decided to invest in a Medjai's, which currently has 10 stacks. It's going to be giving him a lot of movement speed to get around these fights. And perhaps investing in something like a Spellbinder after to get even more move speed. And
that's what I want to see, though, like, split up these members, take them away, you've got TP advantage, just force up. Actually, that's going to be a solo kill from Akali onto the cast, which reduces all their side lane pressure that they just built up there.
Well, I guess that's the caster curse. Tell people to go side lane and they immediately die.
Yeah, I guess I'm wrong. Caston should have been with his team for the last 25 minutes of the game.
I guess it's a rough time to be the head coach of CBA making these kinds of calls. Yeah, I just hope Dean doesn't watch us back and see that I'm incapable of being the head coach of CBA. There's this game I used to play like during road trips. It's called I Spy. Do you know it?
Yeah, of course I know I Spy.
So I Spy, and it's called a Cole on Sivir. 31 minutes into the game. I don't know what to think of that. Just 32 minutes into the game, there's a Cole on Sivir. Although maybe I'm missing some power spike, but
PogChimp actually stopped the Baron here with Casson being dead. He's coming along now, but he TP's in the mid lane. He might be looking for a fight here, but it looks like there's just his only members off. Sivir and Karma are actually just pushing the base, or might look for a steal here and then look for a fight. Akali goes in. Akali's near enough dead. She pops his own. He's in it. They managed to get the Baron. They have to go back. They have to defend these inhibs. Karma and Sivir are just split pushing. Going to take a space if no one responds to this.
Well, there's Vladimir. That's the response you're looking
Vladimir's
for.
Here. He pushed him off the towers, but that's it. To lose an inhib and a Nexus tower.
Well, they lose the inhib, which is okay. I mean, it's a middle inhib. You get to farm super creeps. That's not the biggest problem. Losing the Baron for the side of Vanguard is a huge problem, actually. Within this Baron, like the time Baron is active, they shouldn't be able to end this
Yumi
game
actually
normally.
comes out at the worst time possible, right into the Jackstone. She goes down. Caston managed to rift talk away.
Yeah, that was an interesting
How
thing.
do you balls up that badly?
Yumi going for a breath of fresh air at the worst
Yumi
moment.
for people who can't play League of Legends, that's what Riot said. For people who can't play League of Legends, and you can see why these people are picking Yumi, because they do stuff like that.
That's unlucky. That's extremely unlucky. Another 2 stacks on the Medjais for Artemis on the Vladimir, and a lot of stacks wasted on the Yumi. I think it was up to 22 at some point, or maybe even more. Now he's up to 8. And it looks like he's building a Luden's Echo on Yumi. Never mind.
This guy's just taking the piss at this point.
Never mind, you know, the classic support items. Never mind the Locket. Never mind the Zeke's Convergence. Redemption, haha, that's for people who can play League of Legends and use actives.
Yeah,
I'm going
that's
to build a Luden's Echo. Now, Jax is hitting some good item power specs. He's got his Triforce, got Spear Sojin. He's building towards what I presume to be a Wit's End. Very nice item. Double AP on the enemy team. A lot of attack speed, lifesteal coming out. Very gold efficient item against 2 APs. And Kassadin has decided, or rather opted, to go with a Rabadon's Deathcap's 3rd item instead of a Zonia's. Which means he deals a lot of damage, but he can't actually jump in and not give a damn. So interesting choice to go with the Deathcap here, as opposed to just the Zonia's Hourglass, which allows you to play much more reckless.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you can't get like quick R's and maybe like QE and get back out. You know, there's always that danger. He gets caught out by like a thresh hook or something right into just an instant boss by Jax flashing onto him.
Well, Sivir doesn't have any lifesteal yet, and I'm not sure if Sivir's going to get the exclusive Yumi heals. I'm thinking she's not, because it's going to be on Karma or on
Alright, goes down, he flashes forward. Sivir is going to die to the R coming out from Vladimir. Goes down right into the zone he's from Artemis. The Bloody Tail's in much trouble, but they go forward. Casting dead as well. Sure, the bot zone use, and they disengage.
I mean, it's textbook, it's clear cut. People in the chat were saying, what is Sivir doing? Finishes the Mortal Reminder, whatever armor pen item, but has no lifesteal, has no MR, has no GA, no stopwatch, no nothing. If the lag gets onto her, dead. 100%. Well, happens, pretty easy. Kassadin jumps in, trying to do a lot. No Zonias, dies.
I just don't see why at the start of the game you put yourself so far behind by just letting Artemis take land.
You had one job. Don't give RT He's 6, 1, and 8. They picked the Kassadin into it because they thought it was going to be a reasonable lane counter. He's over 100 CS behind. He's more than Flame Horizon. He's a bunch of gold behind. Artemis is, well, full build. He's literally full build. He just needs 7 stacks of the Medjais, and he's as good as it's going to get. Every item he needs completed. A lot of movement speed from the Medjais, from the 10% movement speed once you have 10 stacks. And he's just rolling over everyone. Akali's going to get a death cap.
750 AP, and it's going to be doing so much damage to these combos coming out.
Now I get it. So the Karma is going the I can't play League of Legends just like my Yumi build, where he's going to go Ardent Censor and the Athenes and Holy Grail. Because you can't CS. He's 4 CS per minute.
Wait, yeah, Yumi doesn't even have an Ardent Censor.
Yumi doesn't have an Ardent Censor, but Karma does. Actually, I mean, there's still no Luden's Echo on the Yumi, which I'm not sure what that's going for. And it appears that Sivir is going to go for another Zeal item.
Karma hasn't leveled up in about 10 minutes.
Yep.
She's been level 15 since like, the start of the game.
I have an extremely big problem with everything the Sivir's doing.
Yeah, alright. Sivir's going for another Zeal item.
Another Zeal. So no MR, no GA, no proper lifesteal, and he's getting an Ardent Censor built for him when he's just going to get one-shot by Jackson Vladimir.
Just buy something at least. Like, hook onto karma, and nothing's going to happen from it.
And the best part here is that PogChimp really isn't in a rush. There is 2 more items, or I guess if you sell the jungle item on Jax, there's 2 more items the man can get. They're going to be really valuable items, maybe Titanic Hydra, Guardian Angel. It's going to have really gold efficient items for this stage in the game, while Hecarim is just going to build more magic resist, which is going to be shredded through with the Void Staff, so you're just wasting more money. There's going to be no GA on Sivir. There is likely not going to be a Zonius on Kassadin for a long time. I think he's going for a Void Staff, if anything. Currently maybe a Lich Bane, but there's no recipe part for the Zonius. There's no Stopwatch, no Arm Guard, or no Fiendish Codex. Vanguard Njord, you had like a 10k gold lead, you had the opportunity to end this game, and you've chosen to be Papegas.
Pull Pega.
Pull Pega indeed. Very questionable decisions on all fronts here.
Yeah, I don't know really what to say, to be honest. Just like, just basic. Build your items correctly. Like, you know, they've got step 1 down. I'm bad at League of Legends. I pick Karma. I pick Yumi. You know what I mean? It's like, just go into one of these sites, one of these resources, these free resources, and just look at how to build champions. You don't need Ludens on Yumi. You know, you might want to consider getting like Zonias on Cassin, but what do I know? You know, I'm just a J4 player.
And a bit of occasional Trundle.
Oh yeah, I do like myself a wee bit of Trundle.
Seeing the Sejuani locked in. That's a Trundle game.
You know, like, you just make some observations and you go with your choices. But it's just basic, really. Just do it right.
I don't have the chat enabled. Is there any update on what's happening? How long we're going to be
mid DC issues, and both teams put ready ? But it doesn't look like they're unpausing.
Both ready, no unpause. It is a bit of a pull Pega moment.
Oh, there we go.
At 3, 2, 1, getting back into things.
Okay, so positioning around Baron, another wee Baron dance.
Hey, Baron 2. Who's going to get Baron 2? If they can get, like, form a pick here with the Thresh Hook, it is so over for Vanguard.
Coming in this, they think they're on it. They might. Alright, no, it's far too obvious when you just put a pink quad there. Hook onto cash, and they're going to get much from that. Oh, he goes in with it, but he's going to get challenged right before it. He gets it off, fortunately, before the pull, but he might have to go back. Jax has it up. He gets onto Cass, and Cass is dead. There's no Zonias there. Heckman in the backlines. He's not going to kill Artie.
That's Baron. That's Nash.
That is Baron.
This Jax can tank it up forever. He's got his wits end. If he ever gets low, he's going to lifesteal so much.
They're just going to do this again. They're going to run mid lane, hopefully get it and inhib, but I don't think they're going to get much of this. Baron's going to go down so quick with the Jax. They might not even get the inhib.
No, they're not. There's empowered recall. They're going to be back there in about 2 seconds. There's almost.
But they're going for the Elder. They got 4 dragons up. It might actually do something.
No, they can't do this. There's no way. They're going to die.
No, they can't do this either. Karma gets hooked. She doesn't know Thresh is there. I don't think they have enough damage to this. So this is a tank Karma.
Artie's going to slow. He still has Zonias.
Poor
Sivir's dead.
Why the Sivir? Oh, he's just killing everyone. Everyone's just dead. I said, like, just don't question Artie's Vlad. Ban this champion.
Alright, well, it's been decided that after this game there's going to be a server-wide announcement at everyone. Ban Artie's Vlad.
I don't see how this is allowed, to be honest.
This is the last time I'm going against Kevin's Sojin's better judgment, where he says that they got this in the bag.
Yeah.
They got this in the bag. Don't doubt. Just believe. It's Nux jungle. And it's Artie on Vlad. What more do you need?
I'm not sure. I really don't know.
There's someone whacking away at you with a stick that's going to be having a Sterig's gauge soon too, so if you try and focus him down, you're just wasting more stats, and it is what it is.
Yeah, you know, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It definitely is what it is. just the mental fortitude from these PogChimp players to be able to stay in this game. But just so many questionable item choices. And Yumi follows through with the Ludens after dying 4 times.
I feel like they're playing
Just
a pretty...
stop that, get a redemption, sell that now.
There's still no redemption. It would be...
I guess it's too hard for Yumi players to, predict where something's going to happen. So, why get redemption?
He's going to be healing more with the AP from the Luden's Echo. That's not the biggest issue. But
oh yeah.
There's
actually, yeah, you might as well just get a Rabdens because you're not gonna, you're not gonna be leaving your champions. So just sit there with your huge AP, no support items, and just throw off heals.
Why don't you get 800 AP on Yumi? You give the person you're on a lot of AP or AD as well.
Exactly.
See, it was just revolutionized the meta. No worries. 25 stacks on the Medjais, on Artemis, 0 on the Yumi. How the tables have turned.
Yeah, Artie's sitting here with 950 AP.
Sounds like a nice deal. They 5-manned the Drake, however I feel they could have maybe gotten a bit more out of this.
Yeah, they could definitely split these members up. Not everyone is needed, but they're still going to get this inhib most likely.
Yeah, maybe
Artie's
even...
splitting in the mid lane, they might be able to rotate up for a second inhib.
Most of them are really healthy, so they can even get the mid inhib target. I think even Artie's just going to hit it down with his 900 AP auto attacks. So that's balanced.
Sure, read the chat.
He's doing it!
Silver's most likely going to die. He doesn't die yet. Artie's still going in, even though he's in the W. Jack's flash is forward. He's able to kill Caston. There's no zone you set. He goes on to common now. He's had enough. This is Nox jungler. He's back for a win. And PogChimp are going to take this away.
PogChimp, I applaud you. I didn't have the answer to when Rido asked me, how do you get back into this game? But it turns out, being 40 minutes into the game with 160 CS on Karma is the best win condition you can hope for.
Your answer is belief in Artie's Vlad. Never question that. He's never lost in that champ, 100% win rate. And I just watched Pushka win on Lucian. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
Well, after carefully examining the statistics of this game, it appears that once again, Artemis's Vlad has dealt over 1,000 damage per minute.
I'm just sitting here, instead of banning Vlad, did they ban defensive items? Is that what they did? But I don't there's not much I can say.
Vanguard was ahead. Vanguard was in a very good position. They, in my opinion, my humble opinion, screwed up on the item choices quite a bit. I've actually just found out that Yumi dealt the most damage to champions on the entire team of Vanguard.
Oh god.
The most damage on Vanguard was dealt by Yumi, more than Kassadin.
How's your Sivir going to do the second least damage?
The itemization choices were not optimal from multiple members, I feel. The Kassadin definitely needed to have that Zonius a little earlier. Yumi without defensive items. I mean, you did the most damage, congrats. I guess week 4 stats are going to be juicy, but the standings are going to be a little less juicy. Sivir going for all the Zeal items and not really having anything defensive, no lifesteal, no GA, no MR. Hex Drinker would have been incredible value this game. Karma just going full support Karma, not being able to side lane, do anything.
You're sitting there with 17k gold to Sivir and you did 23k damage. They were so far ahead in this game, and you just lose.
And it was just the Vlad and Jax 2v8.
Alright, yeah, that isn't Nox. That isn't my Nox Jax. Not my jungler Jax.
Not my Nox.
How do you lose to this? Did I even have Sojin?
No, they had an emergency sub, so they lost their first 3 bans.
they lost 3 bans. They've got about the total the total elo is probably about 10 put together, and they still won because people refused to ban Artemis as Vlad.
Correct. There was Vladimir ban.
Like, they banned Aurelia, something else than Mordekaiser. Where's your Vlad ban?
Well, not there this game, unfortunate. Well, that was game 3.
There's not much else to say, to be honest.
I think you sum this entire game up, and you don't lose this game as Vanguard if you ban Vlad.
But how many games does that just get away with this? Just being able to pick Vladimir, and then the enemy team loses.
If whatever team's playing against them next week just don't ban it, I'm starting to lose faith in humanity.
I've already lost faith, to be honest, after watching this game.
That's understandable. All in all, any closing thoughts on today?
Really want to see Silas Jungle, but I guess not. Hopefully people jump onto that next week.
I mean,
or maybe I'll have to start a trend. You never know.
Maybe you do have to start the trend. Maybe you have to show people how good it is. Maybe people have to be shown how good Kiana is too. Didn't see her on stream today. I'm not sure if it was picked in other games, but not seeing the Kiana anywhere. Not seeing the Silas Jungle. Saw one game of Azir Corki. Wasn't as interesting as we would have hoped it to be.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah, I'd agree with you in that regard.
It is.
You know, it is what it is, to be honest. Just so many refusals to end games, I guess.
It is only fair to give the opponents a chance to come back. Sportsmanship on point.
Yeah, so the Vanguard were like, you can have a wee finger, and then you go later on, you know what, take your whole hand. And
Take
then
the whole
game,
arm.
oh, you know what, just have a wee munch into this arm, this is yours now, you just pass it over. You cut the whole arm off, and you go, oh, you want this, here you go, buddy, and just give it over. That's what just happened there. Sponsored by Cadbury's Chocolate Fingers.
Is what it is. Well, having had the closing thoughts, I think we're going to wrap up the stream here. Thank you everyone for stopping by and watching the games and chatting away in the chat. Do you want to say goodbye to the stream, Rido?
I want to say goodbye to, everyone who decided to tune in, and joined me and Tom on this wee adventure that we had in EQ this week. Thank you very much.
A wee adventure it was indeed. Well, on behalf of me and Ryder, thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back next week with another 3 games on Sunday, and have a nice rest of your day.